Pause for a moment. Is there something tugging at you? Some hint that reality is not exactly as it seems? Maybe you've always felt a sense that your deepest potential is hiding, just out of reach beneath layers of everyday experience. Maybe you've wondered why certain people, moments, or ideas seem to slip through the cracks of logic and leave you questioning how much you really understand about the world. This is not just another talk about positive thinking or self-help tricks. This is an odyssey into the heart of quantum reality and your secret place in it. For years, science has only scratched the surface of what is possible. We're told that reality is solid, predictable, and fixed. We're taught to measure our limits by what we can see, touch, and explain. But what if the most powerful truths are hidden in the cracks, where our senses end and quantum mysteries begin? Modern physics has revealed that the building blocks of our universe do not behave according to ordinary rules. In the quantum world, things can exist in multiple places at once, communication can happen faster than light, and simply observing something changes its very nature. But here's where it gets even more astonishing. These aren't just oddities of laboratory experiments. They are clues to a much bigger reality, one that includes you right now wherever you are. The science may seem complex, but its implications for your life are crystal clear. You are not just a bystander in the story of reality. You are a powerful creator, wired with quantum codes that can be unlocked, rewritten, and expanded. The vast majority of people spend their lives with no idea that their beliefs, emotions, intentions, and even their simple awareness are constantly shaping the world around them, down to the finest, most minute detail. Throughout this series, you're going to discover the principles, secrets, and quantum keys that allow ordinary people to transcend their old identities, reset their destinies, and tune into possibilities that seem, at first, impossible. You'll see why the boundaries you've always accepted are not only breakable, they're often just illusions. You'll learn how ancient teachings, cutting-edge science, and direct experience all point to a single, breathtaking truth. You are the gateway to a limitless reality. This is not about science fiction. This is about science fact, and the hidden reality you can tap into right now. But let's be clear, this is not a path for the passive or the faint of heart. It demands curiosity, the willingness to question, and a boldness to experiment with your own mind and consciousness. This journey will take you through the forbidden maps of the quantum self, through illusions, paradoxes, and keys to hidden realms of power. Each chapter will build on the last, revealing new dimensions of your being and new tools for rewiring your reality at the deepest level. You'll move beyond the comfort zone of matter and mind, explore connections that defy space and time, and confront the blocks and shadows that have held your true self captive. And all along the way, you'll see how to apply these discoveries in your daily life, so you're not just learning theories, but actually transforming how you think, feel, and create. From the first forbidden map to the grand rewire, this is your invitation to step into a new world. You are not just a product of your environment, your history, or your circumstances. You are a quantum being capable of bending the very reality you once thought unchangeable. So, are you ready to see what no one ever told you about your power to rewire reality? The journey begins now, with a map most have never seen, but everyone secretly craves. Behind every routine, beneath every habit and belief, a hidden map is waiting. Not a map drawn on paper, but a living blueprint inside you, whispered about in ancient traditions, yet mostly ignored by modern science. This map holds the secrets to why you experience life the way you do, and more importantly, how you can change it. The forbidden map of the quantum self starts with a simple, stunning fact. You are not only a collection of memories and habits. You are a conscious field of infinite potential. While most of the world tells you to stay within the boundaries of what is normal, the quantum map invites you to question the limits themselves. Look closer at your own experience. Have you ever sensed there's something missing in the explanations you've been given? That your mind, your feelings, your intentions somehow influence your reality, even when logic says they shouldn't? This is not an accident. For centuries, mystical teachings spoke of a hidden order beneath appearances. Now, quantum science confirms that reality is made of possibilities, not certainties. In the quantum world, an electron can be both here and there. Particles flicker in and out of existence. Everything exists as a field of probabilities until a conscious observer shows up. Then, and only then, does one version snap into reality. Here's where the forbidden map comes alive. You are that observer. Your awareness is not just a passive spectator. It's the very force that carves one outcome from the sea of possibilities. This is not philosophy, but the inescapable logic of quantum physics. Your mind is entangled with the universe at a level deeper than any story you've been told. The forbidden map doesn't ask for your belief. It only asks that you notice the moments when something inside you knows you're more than a bundle of reactions. How does this affect your everyday life? The implications are immense. Every belief you hold, every emotion you cultivate, every expectation you nurture acts as a set of coordinates on this quantum map. They direct your experiences, your opportunities, your relationships, and your health. The map is always running in the background, whether you acknowledge it or not. Most people are moving along the same well-worn routes, repeating old patterns, mistaking these for fate. But the forbidden map shows the hidden trails. Possibilities you can access when you shift your attention, your beliefs, and your consciousness itself. It's no accident that breakthrough moments, creative surges, and deep healing often appear when someone steps off the old roads. The map's forbidden not because it's illegal, but because most have forgotten how to read it or never learned in the first place. The systems of power, the cultural authorities, and the education you received were designed to keep you in the known territories. But you can begin exploring the quantum self right now, without permission from anyone. All it takes is the courage to ask, where is my attention? What am I expecting? How can I shift from routine reactions to conscious creation? You'll find that every time you make such a shift, new paths appear on the map. Patterns dissolve. Reality becomes flexible, responsive to your choices and intentions. This is the gateway to everything that follows. You hold a hidden map inside you, and it's time to learn how to use it. Science may whisper about it. Tradition may have hidden it. But the map is alive, waiting for your first step. Now that you've glimpsed this forbidden map, something remarkable happens. A suspicion forms in your mind. If your life is shaped by a hidden blueprint, how much of what you call reality is an illusion, ready to be seen through and rewritten? Next, we will explore the grand illusion itself and begin to peel back the curtain on the world you thought you knew. You now understand that a hidden quantum map shapes your reality, quietly influencing your beliefs, choices, and daily experiences. The surface of life, with its patterns and routines, often feels solid and predictable, but this surface is deceptive. Peel it back, and you start to notice cracks, glitches in the system, coincidences that are too sharp, too personal, too meaningful to be random. These cracks are your invitation to look beyond appearances, to ask, how much of what you call reality is truly real? Start by questioning the most basic assumption, that reality is fixed, separate from you, and immune to your influence. For centuries, materialist science assured us that the world is made of solid particles, objects bumping into each other in an empty void. This worldview paints you as a bystander, watching the cosmic play unfold, powerless to change the script. But quantum discoveries now show that reality is not made of solid matter at all. At its core, everything is energy, flickering in and out of being, shaped by probabilities rather than certainties. Look at the double-slit experiment, a classic quantum puzzle. Fire particles at a barrier with two slits, and you might expect each one to go through a single slit, landing in a predictable spot. Instead, particles create a pattern of interference, as though each one goes through both slits at once. But here's the twist. When you observe which slit a particle goes through, the pattern disappears, and reality collapses into a single outcome. Your observation doesn't just record reality. It alters it. The act of looking cracks open the illusion. So what is this illusion made of? It's the persistent belief that the world is out there, independent of your mind, sealed off from your choices. It's the collective agreement that what you see is all there is, that possibility is just a fantasy, and that you are separate from everything you witness. This illusion is so persuasive because it is reinforced by habit, reinforced by education, and reinforced by almost everyone you know. It feels safe because it's familiar, but safety comes at a cost. The cost of your true power. Take a closer look at your own life. Notice how certain events seem to follow unspoken scripts, how familiar frustrations repeat, how opportunities arrive or vanish in response to your thoughts, emotions, and expectations. These patterns are not accidents. They are the fingerprints of the reality illusion. The illusion works by keeping your attention focused on what's already happened, what others have decided, and what is supposed to be impossible. It steers you toward routine, away from discovery. But the moment you begin to question it, something radical shifts. Possibility starts to leak in. Quantum theory doesn't just describe the world of atoms. It describes the world of experience. Possibility is the rule, not the exception. Even at the largest scale, your expectations, your beliefs, and your attention are constantly molding your perception of the world. The reality illusion isn't just out there. It lives in your thoughts, your stories, your assumptions, your inner map. Every time you say, "This is just how things are," the illusion grows stronger. Every time you say, "Maybe it could be different," the illusion weakens, and new possibilities flicker into view. Many philosophers have echoed this, from Plato's cave to the latest theories of simulated universes. But the real breakthrough comes not from theory, but from direct experience. Ask yourself, how often do you catch a glimpse of the extraordinary behind the ordinary? Maybe a moment of deep synchronicity, a creative spark, or a sudden clarity that seems to come from nowhere. These moments are your mind's way of showing you the cracks in the illusion, the places where your quantum self is reaching through. To crack the reality illusion, begin by bringing your attention to the here and now. Notice the gap between what you expect and what actually happens. Tune into those moments when life surprises you, when something feels out of place or unexplainable. Instead of dismissing these moments, treat them as clues. Your awareness is the key that opens the door. The more you question, the more flexible reality becomes. Suddenly, routines lose their grip. Habits soften. Possibility enters. But cracking the illusion is not about escaping the world or rejecting everyday life. It's about seeing the hidden machinery behind the curtain. It's about knowing that the surface of reality is not the end of the story. Each time you challenge a fixed belief, you invite in a new timeline, a new version of events, a new set of outcomes. This is not fantasy. This is quantum law in action. There's a reason this knowledge has often been suppressed or ignored. Societies function best when everyone agrees on what's real. Rules are easier to enforce, stories easier to sell, and power easier to maintain when the illusion holds firm. But your role as someone who senses more is to question, to explore, and to test the boundaries of what's possible. You are not alone in this. Throughout history, visionaries, innovators, and pioneers have cracked the illusion, seen through the surface, and shifted the course of reality itself. As you start to crack the reality illusion, pay attention to the new ideas and feelings that arise. Maybe you notice your intuition sharpening. Maybe you feel a sense of anticipation, a readiness for something extraordinary. These are signals from your quantum self, alerting you that you are more than a passive participant. Your attention, your choices, your willingness to question, these are the tools that pry open the shell of fixed reality. With every illusion you crack, you move closer to a direct experience of your own quantum nature. You discover that boundaries are softer than they seem, that limitations are negotiable, and that every moment is charged with creative power. This doesn't mean you can snap your fingers and change everything overnight. But it does mean that nothing is ever completely fixed. Not your story, not your circumstances, and not your future. Having started to peel back the curtain, a new question emerges. If reality is not as solid as you thought, then what exactly are you? Are you just a collection of atoms and memories, or something infinitely more mysterious, more powerful? Next, we will meet the quantum self, the part of you that is not limited by matter, time, or the stories you've inherited. Get ready to discover the you that science is just beginning to understand. Having peeled away the illusion that reality is fixed and immutable, you find yourself standing before a new mystery. The The familiar idea that you are just a collection of cells, a product of your upbringing and your circumstances, begins to lose its grip. The evidence is mounting. Science, philosophy, and your own experiences are pointing in the same direction. So who are you, really? Are you simply a body? Or is your true self something far more mysterious and powerful? Let's start by examining what traditional science tells us about who you are. For centuries, biology and neuroscience have defined the self as a byproduct of matter, a network of neurons, firing in complex patterns, giving rise to thoughts, memories, and personality. From this view, you are little more than an advanced machine, programmed by DNA and experience. But quantum discoveries are shattering that picture. They reveal that at the most fundamental level, the building blocks of your body, atoms, electrons, quarks, do not behave as inert pieces of machinery. They flicker between possibility and actuality. Their very existence depends on how and whether they are observed. You are made of atoms. Those atoms are, in turn, made of even smaller particles, particles that obey quantum laws, not the laws of solid objects. Quantum theory shows that these particles are not tiny billiard balls but waves of potential, fields of energy that only become real when interacted with. So what does this mean for you? It means that the you think you are, a solid, bounded, isolated being, is a story told by your senses and your brain. Beneath that story, you are a field of probabilities, a ripple in the fabric of existence, intricately connected to everything else. This may sound abstract, but quantum biology is finding clues that your mind and consciousness operate on this quantum level. Research suggests that processes in your brain, including memory, awareness, and even decision-making, may involve quantum effects. Consciousness is not just an output of the brain. It may be the fundamental organizing principle of reality itself. Some physicists and philosophers are starting to ask, is consciousness the source from which matter arises, not just a side effect? In other words, is your quantum self not contained in your body, but actually containing your body? Step back and reflect. Have you ever felt a sense of connection that goes beyond words? An intuition, a knowing, a sense that your presence stretches beyond your skin? These moments are not just psychological quirks. They could be glimpses of your quantum nature. The boundary between you and the world is more porous than you've been led to believe. Your body is a wave in a sea of quantum energy, and your mind is not a prisoner of your brain. You are a locus of awareness in a universe made of consciousness. Think of how your thoughts and intentions seem to ripple outward, influencing your mood, your relationships, even the events you encounter. Traditional science struggles to explain this, but quantum theory suggests that reality itself responds to consciousness. Every thought, every emotion, every intention is like a signal sent into the field of possibility, interacting with the quantum substrate of the universe. You are not a bystander, you are a participant, a co-creator. Let's go deeper. Quantum physicists have demonstrated that the state of a particle is not determined until it is measured. In a sense, the universe waits for consciousness to bring it into focus. Apply this to your life, and a radical truth emerges. Your awareness is not a camera passively recording the world. It is a projector, shaping the events and experiences that unfold before you. Your choices, your focus, your willingness to question and explore, they are all acts of creation. There's another angle. Consider how memory works. Neuroscientists have long searched for a memory trace, a physical location in the brain where each memory is stored. Yet the more they search, the more elusive this trace becomes. Some leading-edge thinkers now propose that memory, like quantum information, is non-local. It is not stored in a single place, but woven into the fabric of consciousness itself. This means your memories, your imagination, your intuition, they are not confined to a 3-pound lump of matter in your skull. They are facets of your quantum self, reaching beyond space and time. The implications are staggering. You are not limited by your past. You are not defined by your circumstances. Every day, every moment, you stand at a crossroads of infinite possibility. The quantum self is not a concept to be believed or disbelieved. It is a living reality, waiting to be recognized. The only thing that stands between you and the quantum self is the belief that you are separate, small, and powerless. Pause now and sense it. Your awareness, your aliveness, the silent witness inside you. This is the core of your being. You are the field in which thoughts, feelings, and sensations arise. You are not those thoughts or feelings. You are the space that holds them. In this space, anything is possible. Old patterns can be released. New realities can be born. The quantum self is your truest identity, hidden in plain sight. You may wonder, if this is true, why it feels so easy to forget. The answer is simple. You live in a world that constantly reinforces the illusion of separation, limitation, and powerlessness. The voices of culture, tradition, and even science have, for the most part, ignored the quantum you. They want you to stay small, predictable, and controllable. But the cracks are widening, and more people are awakening to the possibility of a limitless self. Every time you notice your awareness as distinct from your thoughts, every time you sense a possibility that wasn't there before, every time you act from intuition rather than habit, you are stepping into your quantum self. And with each step, you expand your power to create, to heal, to transform. Now that the illusion of a solid, separate self has faded, and the possibility of a quantum self is starting to come into focus, the next question naturally arises. If your true nature is quantum, then how far do these connections reach? Are you isolated, or are you invisibly bound to everything and everyone in existence? Next, we will explore the phenomenon of entanglement, the mind-bending connection that links you to the cosmos and rewrites the boundaries of your story. With your quantum self unveiled, the boundary between you and the world has started to blur. Now a new realization begins to dawn. You are not alone in your quantum field. There's something extraordinary happening beneath the surface, a hidden architecture of connection, one that links you to every other part of reality. This is not just poetic language, it's the mind-bending phenomenon physicists call entanglement. In the world of the very small particles can become entangled. This means that their states become so deeply intertwined that a change to one instantly affects the other, no matter how far apart they are, across the lab, across the planet, or even across the universe. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. And to this day, it defies ordinary explanation. What does this have to do with you? Everything. Pause for a moment and consider the relationships in your life. Sometimes you think of someone and they call you. You walk into a room and instantly sense the mood. You feel drawn to certain people, places, or experiences without knowing why. These moments are the signature of a deeper quantum connection, one that science is just beginning to confirm. Entanglement tells us that separation is an illusion. At the deepest level, the universe is a seamless web, every part communicating with every other part, outside the limits of space and time. When two particles interact and become entangled, their destinies are linked forever. And since you are made of these very same particles, your being is a node in this infinite network. Look at the discoveries in quantum biology. Some studies suggest that entanglement plays a role in processes as fundamental as photosynthesis, navigation in birds, and even the way your own cells communicate. The boundaries between you and the world are not walls. They're more like doorways, allowing information, emotion, and even intention to pass through in mysterious ways. Think about how you pick up on a friend's feelings before a word is spoken, or how a global shift in consciousness can be felt by millions at once. These are not just coincidences. They are entanglements, proof that your quantum self is woven into the fabric of existence. This connection is not limited by distance or time. The instant a shift happens in one part of the network, it can ripple across the entire web. Entanglement challenges the idea of an isolated self. It reveals that you are always in relationship, not just with people, but with all of life. Your thoughts, your feelings, your very presence have an impact far beyond what you can see or measure. The boundaries of your skin are not the edges of your influence. At every moment, you are both affecting and being affected by the whole. Now let's bring this back to your daily experience. When you focus on separation, judgment, fear, or competition, the field of entanglement can feel faint, distant, or even broken. But when you focus on connection, compassion, curiosity, or gratitude, the field lights up, and you begin to sense the power flowing through it. Relationships heal, synchronicity increases, and new opportunities emerge. You are not a solitary traveler. Every intention you set, every act of kindness, every choice to forgive or include ripples through the web of entanglement. Even your private thoughts matter. They are part of the invisible architecture holding the world together. This is why collective intention can change history, why shared beliefs shape cultures, and why love has always been the greatest force for transformation. Science has begun to catch up. Experiments show that human intention can subtly affect random number generators, that people separated by distance can still synchronize their brain waves, that the observer and the observed are never truly apart. Entanglement is not a rare event. It is the norm, the baseline, the underlying truth of existence. Pause and sense it right now. Feel the subtle thread that connects you to every person, every tree, every star. This is not fantasy. This is quantum reality. The sense of I am alone is a trick of the senses, a leftover from a time when survival depended on clear boundaries. But now, with quantum awareness, you can choose a new story, one where every act, every thought, every feeling is part of a vast living network. Once you accept this, the world starts to look different. Loneliness dissolves, and compassion expands. You begin to act with greater courage and kindness, knowing that your choices do not end with you. They ripple outward, touching the lives of countless others, seen and unseen. The old story was separation, struggle, and isolation. The quantum story is entanglement, possibility, and co-creation. You are not a passive drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. The boundaries you once believed in are simply reference points, useful but never absolute. Now that you sense your entanglement with everything, a new question emerges. How do you participate in this web? Is it possible that simply paying attention, simply observing, is enough to shape the flow of events in your life and the world? Next, we will explore the astonishing truth of the observer effect, how your awareness is not just connected, but creative. Prepare to witness the hidden power you've always carried, the power to shape your world by watching. You've seen how entanglement links you to everyone and everything, a seamless network of connection running beneath the surface of daily life. Now the next revelation comes into focus, one that transforms your relationship with reality at the deepest level. It's not just that you're connected to the world, it's that your very attention has the power to shape it. This is the astonishing truth physicists call the observer effect. In the laboratory, the observer effect is one of the most mysterious phenomena ever discovered. When scientists study tiny particles such as electrons, they notice something odd. If no one watches, particles behave like waves, spreading out, existing in many places at once. But the instant they are measured, they choose a position and snap into one location. The simple act of observation changes what is real. You are not an exception to this rule. You are its greatest example. Every day, with every glance, thought, and feeling, you act as an observer, collapsing possibilities into actual events. Your attention is not passive. It is the most powerful force you possess. Wherever you focus, reality responds. Think about this in your life. Have you ever noticed how problems seem to grow when you obsess over them, or how solutions appear when you shift your focus? It's not magic. It's quantum law in action. Your attention is the spotlight that brings potential into the realm of the real. Every time you watch, notice, or intend, you participate in creating your world. This changes everything. Instead of being at the mercy of random events, you become a shaper of destiny. The observer effect means that nothing is fully determined until you bring your awareness to it. This is why patterns shift when you start to notice them, why cycles break when you stop running on autopilot. The world is more flexible than you've been told. Possibility is always available, waiting for the moment you choose to see it. Let's look deeper. The observer effect also explains why your beliefs are so powerful. What you expect, you invite. What you fear, you energize. Your assumptions act as filters, deciding which possibilities become real and which remain hidden. This is not wishful thinking, it's the way quantum reality operates. Change your focus and the world changes with you. There's an even more subtle truth here. Your emotional state amplifies your power as an observer. When you focus on something with strong emotion, love, gratitude, excitement, the effect is multiplied. The field of possibility responds with greater clarity, offering new paths and synchronicities. But when you focus with fear or resentment, those possibilities collapse into limitations and conflict. Your emotions are not just private experiences. They are creative energies shaping your reality. Now, consider the moments in life when you were fully present, awake, alert, and aware. Maybe it was during a crisis, a breakthrough, or a moment of beauty. In those moments, time seemed to slow down, and the world became more vivid. This is the observer effect at its highest. When you are fully present, reality reveals itself in its most flexible and magical form. New insights arrive. Unexpected solutions appear. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. You can practice this power at any time. Simply bring your awareness to the present and watch what happens. Patterns reveal themselves. Answers arrive. The observer effect is always at work, but it is most potent when you use it consciously. This is the difference between living on autopilot and living as a quantum creator. Some may wonder, does this mean you are responsible for everything that happens to you? Not in a simplistic sense. Reality is a dance of many observers, many possibilities, many choices. But you always have the power to shift your own focus, to choose new thoughts, and to welcome new experiences. Even small changes in attention can yield surprising results. The observer effect is your invitation to become more than a spectator. You are the painter, not just the canvas. Every time you notice something new, every time you question an old pattern, you set a new possibility into motion. This is why mindfulness, gratitude, and curiosity are so transformative. They open the field of possibility and invite the world to respond in kind. Now that you've discovered your power as an observer, the next step is clear. If you can shape your world by watching, what happens when you decide to rewrite your entire story? Is it possible to move from victim to author, to become the conscious creator of your own life script? Next, we will place the pen in your hand and reveal how to break free from the old stories and step fully into your quantum authorship. You've seen the truth behind the observer effect. Your attention isn't passive. It's the engine behind how your reality crystallizes from infinite possibilities. This realization is both empowering and daunting. If your awareness is the brush that paints your world, then every moment, every day, you are holding the pen to your own story. Yet, for so long, most people have lived as if the script was written for them by genetics, by circumstance, by the opinions of others. The time has come to reclaim your authorship. Start with this undeniable truth. Everyone arrives in the world as a pure field of potential. As you grow, your mind collects scripts from family, society, and culture. These scripts contain stories about what you can and can't do, who you're supposed to be, and what kind of life you're allowed to live. These stories get internalized, repeated until they feel like facts. You become an actor, reciting lines written by someone else, moving through a world of should and shouldn't, trapped by the illusion that your role can't be changed. But quantum reality makes it clear, there is no ultimate script. Your life is not a fixed sequence, but an ongoing process of creation. The habits you repeat, the beliefs you defend, the emotions you harbor, these are not your destiny. They are drafts, subject to constant revision. With each moment of awareness, you gain access to the editor's room. You have the power to revise, rewrite, and innovate. Look closely at your most persistent stories. Where do you feel like a victim, powerless, stuck, or at the mercy of forces beyond your control? These are the places where old scripts have been allowed to run unchallenged. These scripts might say, "People like me don't succeed," or "It's too late to change," or "I always get hurt." These stories may have roots in past pain, family patterns, or cultural programming, but they are not the final word. In the quantum field, every story is just one possibility among countless others. Pause and reflect. When you shift your attention, when you ask a new question or try a new perspective, you create a fork in the road. This is not metaphor, it's quantum law. Your consciousness chooses which path to walk. If you believe you are a victim, you collapse reality into a version where that's true. But the moment you ask, what else is possible? you open the field again. Suddenly, you can see choices, opportunities, and solutions that were invisible before. Becoming the author of your reality doesn't mean pretending bad things never happened or denying your feelings. It means acknowledging that, while you cannot always control what happens, you always control how you interpret and respond. Victimhood is the belief that you have no choice. Authorship is the realization that you are never without creative power. Even the smallest act of conscious rewriting, changing your self-talk, choosing a new emotion, taking a single different action, can ripple through the field and rewrite the script for everything that follows. This is why the most profound transformations often begin with the simplest questions. Whose story am I living? What have I accepted as unchangeable that isn't? Where can I choose something new, right now? Each answer you uncover is like revising a line in the play, subtle but world-changing. The quantum author knows that every scene, every chapter, is up for negotiation. Of course, rewriting your script takes courage. The old stories are comfortable, even when they're painful. They are familiar, safe, and require no risk. Authorship demands that you step into the unknown, that you question your assumptions, that you risk letting go of the past in favor of something unproven. But quantum reality rewards the bold. When you choose to author your life, the field rearranges to meet you. Support arrives. Synchronicities increase. You start to notice doors you didn't know existed. Practical tools can help. Start by writing out the stories you tell yourself about relationships, money, health, or purpose. Ask yourself which ones feel heavy or constrictive, which ones close down possibility. Now, for each one, write a new line. Something more open, creative, or empowering. Say it out loud. Feel the difference in your body and mind. This is not empty affirmation. It is quantum editing. As you repeat the new story with genuine attention and emotion, you begin to collapse reality into a new set of possibilities. You may notice resistance, old fears, or doubts. That's part of the process. Every old script is defended by the mind because the mind loves certainty. But remember, certainty is not the same as truth. Certainty is just repetition. The more you practice authorship, the easier it becomes. You start to catch yourself in the act of reciting an old line, and you choose to improvise instead. The ultimate shift comes when you realize you are both the author and the actor, writing and living your story in real time. No one else holds the pen. No outside authority decides your fate. The more you step into this creative power, the more reality responds. Life becomes a collaboration, a dance between your intention and the infinite possibilities of the quantum field. Now that you know the script is yours to write, a question arises that shatters all remaining boundaries. If you can author your story, how many stories are possible for you at once? Is there only one path, or are you living countless realities in parallel? Next, we will step into the mind-expanding concept of parallel possibilities, where the multiverse isn't just theory, but your lived experience. You've begun to claim your role as the author of your own life, recognizing that old scripts are just options, not destiny. Now, a deeper layer of quantum reality comes into view, one that changes not only how you see your life, but how you see the very structure of existence. It's the idea that there is never just one path, one story, one outcome. In the quantum world, every possibility that could happen actually does, each in its own unfolding reality. Welcome to the astonishing truth of parallel possibilities. Quantum theory reveals that the universe is not a single, linear narrative. Instead, it is a vast landscape of branching timelines, each created by different choices, different observations, and different outcomes. Every time you make a decision, large or small, you select one possibility, and the others don't vanish. They unfold in their own realities, just beyond your current awareness. This is the multiverse, a realm where every version of you, every path you could have taken, is alive somewhere in the infinite quantum field. Think of a moment when you faced a choice. Maybe it was as simple as what to eat for breakfast, or as significant as changing careers or relationships. From the classical view, you make one choice and move on. But from the quantum perspective, all possible outcomes continue, each as real as the path you now walk. You are not a single, isolated self. You are a spectrum of possibilities, a chorus of selves echoing through the multiverse. This might seem like science fiction, but cutting-edge physics, philosophy, and even some interpretations of consciousness research are all pointing in this direction. The implications are profound. You are not limited to a single destiny. You are not trapped by one version of your past or future. Every time you exercise authorship and choose a new story, you're not only changing your own experience, you're tuning into one branch of the infinite quantum tree. Pause and let that sink in. Every regret, every what might have been, every missed opportunity is not lost forever. Those lives exist just outside your current perspective. The wisdom, skills, and qualities of those other yous are part of your larger quantum identity. You are the node where all those possibilities meet, the observer who gets to tune the frequency and shift timelines. Now, how do you actually experience this in daily life? It starts with noticing the thin places between realities, the moments when life feels unusually fluid, when choices seem to carry more weight, when synchronicities multiply. Sometimes you may sense a strange familiarity with places you've never been or skills you've never practiced. These are glimpses of parallel possibilities brushing up against your awareness. The power of parallel realities isn't just theoretical. It's practical. When you feel stuck, limited, or trapped by your past, you can ask, what would the version of me who already succeeded do right now? You are not inventing the self from scratch. You are tuning your awareness to a reality where that outcome exists. Quantum authorship becomes quantum navigation, steering your life toward the timeline you most desire. You can practice this by visualizing key moments and choices. Instead of ruminating on what might have gone wrong, consciously choose to connect with the you who made different decisions. How does that self feel? What does that self know? Bring some of that energy, insight, or confidence into your present reality. This is not wishful thinking. It's aligning your quantum coordinates with the outcomes you prefer. Parallel possibilities also explain the feeling of déjà vu, sudden leaps in growth, and radical shifts in identity. Each time you make a bold new choice, you can feel as if you've stepped into a new life because on some level you have. The quantum field supports every version of your becoming. There is no single preordained fate, only a playground of creative options. The old idea of one life, one fate crumbles in the face of this truth. Regret loses its grip because every possibility lives on. Fear of missing out is replaced by the thrill of exploring new paths. You can always shift, always change, always access more of who you are. This understanding brings a sense of freedom and responsibility. You are not just a passive passenger. You are the navigator, the tuner, the shifter of timelines. With every conscious choice, you select which reality to experience. Your awareness is the control panel. Your intention is the dial. The more you embrace this, the more fluid and miraculous your life becomes. Now, having glimpsed the multiverse of your own possibilities, another profound realization awaits. If every decision shapes which reality you tune into, then the power of choice is far greater than you've ever been told. Next, we will explore the incredible force of collapsing choices, the quantum principle that every decision isn't just personal, but reality-bending. You've seen that the quantum field holds not just one future, but countless parallel possibilities, each ready to unfold based on your focus and intention. Now, the spotlight shifts to a phenomenon at the heart of both quantum science and your everyday experience: the act of choice. Each decision you make is not just a personal preference or a random moment. It's an act of power, one that collapses infinite futures into a single lived reality. Think of choice as the central mechanism that tunes the station of your existence. In the world of quantum physics, before a measurement occurs, a particle exists in a haze of probabilities. It is not here or there, but everywhere it could possibly be. The instant a decision, a measurement, an observation is made, all of those swirling possibilities collapse into one outcome. That outcome becomes your reality. The rest remain unchosen, existing only as potentials. This is the act of collapsing the wave function, a mysterious process, yet one that lies at the root of your own creative life. Now apply this to your decisions, big and small. Each time you choose, you are not simply reacting to life. You are wielding the quantum power to select from a spectrum of realities. The food you eat, the words you speak, the path you walk, the thoughts you embrace. Each one closes the door to some possibilities and opens the door to others. The world seems to reconfigure itself around your intentions, presenting new options or removing old ones with each step you take. But here's where it gets even more profound. In the quantum worldview, choice is never just a matter of external circumstances. It's always a matter of consciousness. When you make a conscious choice, you collapse reality with purpose. When you act from habit or unconscious programming, you collapse reality by default, replaying the past over and over. That's why it can feel like life is on repeat, unless you intervene, unless you bring awareness to the moment and choose differently. The difference between fate and freedom is found right here. The unexamined life is a string of automatic reactions, with the past dictating the future. But conscious choice is your superpower. With every new decision, no matter how small, you can break the chain, rewrite the pattern, and open the door to realities you have never experienced before. This is how people create quantum leaps in health, relationships, creativity, and purpose. The leap is always the result of a conscious choice. Notice how your body responds when you stand at the crossroads. Sometimes there is excitement or fear, a sense that the path ahead is alive with potential. Other times there is resistance, a longing to stay safe, to avoid risk, to repeat what's familiar. These signals are your body's way of reminding you, a new reality is possible here. Will you choose it? Every significant transformation, every story of growth or success, begins with a single, decisive moment. That moment carries more creative force than hours or even years of indecision. But the art of collapsing choices is not just about big, dramatic decisions. The quantum field responds to all choices: what you think, how you speak, the emotions you nurture, the boundaries you set. Each is a quantum action, sending ripples through the fabric of your life. The more you practice conscious choosing, the more agile and creative your reality becomes. You start to trust yourself, knowing that no single choice is final, that you can always tune to a new reality with the next act of awareness. There's a practical magic in this. If you feel stuck or overwhelmed by options, remember, you don't have to figure out everything at once. The quantum field only asks for the next choice, the next step, the next signal of intention. As you choose, you clarify your path. The haze of confusion lifts. New possibilities, ones you couldn't see from the crossroads, appear as you walk forward. The field is not static. It's alive and responsive. So, how do you choose with power? First, pause. Breathe. Feel into the options before you, not just with your mind, but with your whole being. What resonates? What excites? What feels true? Trust that inner signal. Then act. Make the choice and let go of needing certainty about the outcome. The quantum field rewards clarity, not hesitation. You may notice old fears rise up. Fear of making the wrong choice, fear of regret, fear of leaving possibilities behind. Remember, in quantum reality, there are no final destinations, only new beginnings. You are never truly stuck. At any moment, you can choose again, collapse a new set of possibilities, and set reality into motion in a new direction. Now, having learned the power of conscious choice, a deeper mystery reveals itself. If you can choose and collapse possibilities, is there a place where all your stories, all your versions, converge? A reset point, a place of infinite potential and renewal? Next, we will unlock the secrets of the 0 point, the quantum reset button hidden within your own consciousness. With the knowledge that your choices collapse reality from a sea of infinite possibilities, you now stand at the threshold of the ultimate quantum mystery, the 0 point. This is not a faraway place or a distant star. It is the very core of your being, a state of consciousness where all stories pause, all patterns dissolve, and renewal becomes possible. The 0 point is your infinite reset button. 0 point is a concept that echoes through quantum physics, energy science, and ancient wisdom alike. In quantum physics, the 0 point field is the underlying energy of the vacuum, the place where even empty space is alive with potential, seething with energy, and ready to manifest matter and motion. In human experience, the 0 point is the place you touch when you are utterly present, free from the grip of past and future. It is the now behind the noise, a state where you can release all old stories and create afresh. Think of those moments when everything seems to stop, when time slows, the mind quiets, and you sense a vast silence beneath your thoughts. Sometimes this comes during meditation, in nature, or after a powerful release of emotion. In these rare and precious moments, you are touching your 0 point. You are at the ground of being, the infinite wellspring where any new reality can be born. This reset point is always available, but most people only glimpse it by accident. The mind is addicted to stories, problems, and distractions. The nervous system is wired to seek safety in repetition. But you have the power to return to 0 point at any moment, through conscious awareness. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Each visit allows you to unplug from the autopilot of the past, dissolve old patterns, and restore your quantum creative power. Here's how you access the 0 point. Start by pausing whatever you're doing. Let go of the urge to fix, change, or analyze. Breathe slowly, feeling the rise and fall of your breath. Bring your full attention to the present, letting thoughts and worries pass by like clouds. Notice the stillness beneath the mental noise. This is the 0 point, the silent space in which all things are possible, and nothing is predetermined. In the 0 point, you are not defined by your history or your habits. You are pure potential, ready to be shaped by a new intention, a new story, a new choice. From this place, you can release the old scripts that no longer serve you, heal wounds that felt unchangeable, and set a new trajectory for your life. The field is clear, open, and infinitely responsive. Many spiritual traditions point to the same truth, using different words: beginner's mind, original face, pure awareness. All point to a state where ego dissolves and consciousness is free. In quantum language, the 0 point is the ultimate reset, the place where you can collapse the past, reboot the present, and create the future from a place of total freedom. Accessing the 0 point isn't about escape or denial. It's about renewal. It's the place you go to remember who you really are, not a victim of circumstance, not a prisoner of the past, but an infinite creator. Every time you feel overwhelmed, trapped, or lost in old patterns, remember, the 0 point is one breath away. Pause, reset, and let the quantum field meet you anew. Here, there is no need to force or struggle. The creative intelligence of the field is always waiting for you to return. Each reset is an act of radical self-love and quantum empowerment. Old stories can be dropped like heavy bags. New intentions can be set from the ground up. You can choose again with clarity and freedom. People who master this reset discover that life becomes lighter, more fluid, and more responsive. Challenges lose their grip. Creativity and synchronicity flow. Healing happens at all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The 0 point becomes your most trusted resource, your private portal to infinite possibility. Having unlocked your reset button, a thrilling question emerges. If you can reset your reality at will, then how much power do your thoughts have in sculpting what comes next? Are your thoughts just background noise, or are they the architects of existence itself? Next, we will journey into the depths of the quantum mind, where imagination and reality merge, and your true creative power begins. You now understand that you hold the 0 point, an inner state of total possibility, within your reach at any moment. But what happens once you reset? How do you move from the silence of pure potential into the act of creation? The next key lies within your mind itself. The quantum mind is not simply the source of thoughts. It is a sculptor of existence, with every idea, image, and intention acting as a blueprint for what unfolds in your world. For much of history, the mind was thought to be a byproduct of the physical brain, an echo, a shadow, a side effect of chemicals and cells. But new frontiers in neuroscience and quantum theory suggest otherwise. Your mind is not contained by your skull. It is a field of energy, interacting with the quantum substrate of reality. Every thought you generate is not simply a personal event. It is a quantum signal, a ripple that interacts with the field of possibilities. Consider how a single idea can change the course of a life, or even of history. The thoughts you nurture are not idle. They are acts of selection and creation. When you focus your mind on a problem, that problem expands. When you focus on a solution, new options reveal themselves. When you focus on love, your relationships flourish. When you focus on fear, obstacles multiply. The quantum mind is always at work, collapsing the field of infinite potential into the specific reality you experience. But not all thoughts are created equal. Thoughts that are habitual, automatic, or rooted in the past tend to reinforce the same old patterns. These are the echoes of yesterday, playing on repeat in your brain and body. The real magic happens when you consciously choose your thoughts, when you use your mind as an artist uses a brush. Each chosen thought is a declaration to the quantum field. This is what I am ready to experience. The more clarity and emotion you bring to this declaration, the more powerfully reality responds. Visualization is one of the mind's most potent quantum tools. When you vividly imagine an outcome, you are not just playing with fantasy. You are sending signals to the field, training your brain, body, and reality to align with that vision. Elite athletes, creators, and healers have harnessed this power for generations. But you don't have to be an expert. The act of seeing, feeling, and believing in a new possibility is available to you right now. Quantum physics tells us that the observer is also the creator. As you imagine, focus, and intend, the energy of your mind organizes the particles of your experience. Your thoughts are not just inside your head. They are broadcast to the quantum field, where they shape probability into actuality. This is why repeated focus, positive or negative, seems to attract similar experiences. The mind is a magnet, drawing in the evidence that matches its deepest beliefs. It's not about forced positivity or ignoring reality. The quantum mind is about conscious creation, choosing where to place your attention, what stories to energize, and what outcomes to expect. When old, limiting thoughts arise, you don't have to fight them. Simply notice, acknowledge, and gently choose a new thought. Each new choice is a brushstroke, slowly painting a new reality. Now, consider the role of imagination. Imagination is not just for children. It is your most direct connection to the quantum field. Every time you imagine a possibility with feeling, you are rehearsing for reality. The field responds to the clarity, intensity, and persistence of your inner world. What begins as an idea can become a habit, a relationship, a business, a revolution. All of creation starts with a thought, first invisible, then inevitable. Meditation and mindfulness are powerful ways to harness your quantum mind. By quieting the inner noise and returning to the present, you create space for new ideas and inspiration. In this state, the mind becomes a clean canvas. Old patterns dissolve, and new visions arise. The act of simply being present is the foundation of all quantum creation. Every challenge, every setback, every apparent limitation is an invitation to use your mind differently. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What thought, belief, or image is shaping this experience? What new possibility can I choose now?" Each time you shift your mental focus, you reset the coordinates of your reality. Of course, the quantum mind doesn't work in isolation. Your body, emotions, and energy all contribute to the process of creation. But your thoughts are often the first signal, the original intention, the seed from which new realities grow. As you become more skilled at shaping your thoughts, you begin to notice reality bending to your will. Coincidences multiply, opportunities appear. Life feels lighter, more playful, more magical. You are not at the mercy of your thoughts. You are their master. With awareness, practice, and patience, you can retrain your mind to sculpt a world of your choosing. This is not about controlling everything, but about learning to participate more skillfully in the dance of creation. Now, having discovered the sculpting power of your thoughts, a new layer comes into focus. If the mind shapes reality, then what role do your feelings play? Are emotions just reactions to events, or are they the very fuel that powers your quantum creation? Next, we will uncover the hidden power of emotion and why feelings are the secret energy source for your limitless quantum self. Having explored the quantum mind and how your thoughts act as blueprints for reality, you now encounter a deeper, often misunderstood force, emotion. Emotions are not just passing moods or private feelings. They are the hidden fuel that charges your quantum creations with power and persistence. Every desire, dream, or fear is made magnetic by the emotions that flow through it. For too long, emotion has been seen as something to control, suppress, or ignore, a distraction from logic and reason. But in the quantum model, emotion is the engine that amplifies thought and intention. Every feeling you experience is a unique frequency, broadcasting your state to the field of possibility. When thoughts and emotions align, they act like a laser, cutting through the haze of probability and collapsing reality with remarkable speed. Notice what happens when you feel something deeply, whether it's love, excitement, anger, or fear. Your whole system comes alive. Your body changes, your energy shifts, and your sense of time transforms. In these heightened states, you are most powerful as a quantum creator. This is why peak experiences, breakthroughs, and moments of crisis often trigger rapid change. Emotion charges the quantum field, supercharging the signal you send. The science supports this. Studies in psychophysiology show that coherent emotions, such as gratitude, joy, and love, bring the body and brain into harmony, creating states of flow and resilience. Incoherent emotions, like chronic fear or resentment, fragment your system, draining your energy and scattering your focus. The quantum field responds to your overall vibration, not just your thoughts. It listens to your emotional signal and rearranges itself to match. But emotions are not just byproducts of circumstance. They can be chosen, cultivated, and directed. When you feel stuck, notice which emotions are present. Are they expansive or contracting? Are they old echoes or fresh responses? Each moment of emotional awareness is a doorway to new power. You are not at the mercy of your feelings. With practice, you can become the conductor, orchestrating your emotional energy for creation and healing. One of the greatest secrets of quantum self-mastery is emotional transmutation. This is the art of feeling deeply, without getting trapped or overwhelmed. When fear arises, notice it, breathe through it, and ask, what is this feeling pointing to? What energy is trapped here that I can release? As you allow the emotion to move through you without judgment or suppression, it transforms into clarity, action, or even joy. Emotion becomes pure creative fuel. Positive emotion is especially potent. Gratitude is a master frequency. It signals to the quantum field that you are ready to receive more of what you appreciate. When you practice gratitude, even for the smallest things, you amplify your ability to attract more abundance, love, and synchronicity. Joy and love are equally magnetic, opening doors that effort and striving cannot. Negative emotions, too, can be fuel for transformation if you use them consciously. Anger can be a signal to set boundaries or seek justice. Sadness can lead to deeper understanding and empathy. Every emotion, when acknowledged and honored, is a current in the river of creation. The secret is not to deny or suppress emotions, but to move with them. Let each feeling inform you, energize you, and show you what needs to change. The more you allow emotions to flow, the more coherent your signal becomes, and the more quickly reality responds. Your body, mind, and energy align, and you step into your highest creative power. Practices such as breathwork, meditation, movement, and authentic communication can all help you process and direct emotion. When you feel a strong emotion, pause. Breathe into the feeling, notice where it lives in your body, and invite it to move. This simple act of presence can transform even the most difficult emotions into energy for change. As you master the art of emotional energy, you begin to notice life responding in new ways. Healing happens faster. Relationships improve. You attract opportunities that match your dominant vibration. The world becomes a mirror, reflecting your inner state with increasing accuracy. Now that you have uncovered the hidden quantum fuel of emotion, a radical possibility appears on the horizon. If thought and feeling can shape the present, is it possible to influence the past or the future? Next, we will explore the real potential for bending time, revealing that your quantum self is not bound by linear history, but can access wisdom and transformation from any moment in the timeline. Your understanding of the quantum self has taken you through the realms of thoughts and emotions, showing you how present focus sculpts your lived reality. But what about the relentless flow of time? the one-way arrow pointing from past to future, carrying you along with its current. What if this arrow is not as fixed as you've been led to believe? Welcome to the world where time is bendable, where the past can be rewritten and the future can be influenced from the present. Here, time travel isn't science fiction. It's a property of consciousness itself. Classical physics describes time as a river, moving in one direction. Yesterday flows into today, and today becomes tomorrow. This model works well for clocks and calendars, but it doesn't match the weirdness uncovered by quantum experiments. At the quantum level, particles do not obey the ordinary laws of cause and effect. Experiments show that actions performed in the present can influence the outcomes of measurements made in the past. In certain setups, the act of observing a particle now can seemingly change what happened to it before. This isn't just a theoretical quirk. It's been confirmed in laboratories around the world. So what does this mean for you? It means that your consciousness is not simply a passenger on the timeline. Your thoughts, intentions, and emotions can ripple backward and forward, reshaping not only what comes next, but also how you experience what has already happened. Memory itself is not a static recording. It is dynamic, alive, and open to revision. Every time you remember the past, you are not just playing a movie. You are recreating it in the present, influenced by who you are now and what you choose to focus on. Pause and reflect on a painful memory. Notice how it feels in your body, what images or emotions arise. Now, imagine bringing new awareness, compassion, or understanding to that memory. As you do, the emotional charge can lessen, the meaning can shift, and the event itself can lose its grip on your present reality. This is a kind of time travel, a way to update the past by applying new consciousness in the now. The more you practice, the more the past becomes a resource for growth, not a prison of regret. Similarly, you can influence the future by sending your intention forward in time. Visualize an outcome you desire, not just as a fantasy, but as a felt reality. The quantum field responds, reorganizing probability to support your vision. People, opportunities, and synchronicities appear, as if summoned by your future self reaching back to guide you. Many innovators, artists, and healers have reported experiences of knowing what is to come, or feeling supported by a future version of themselves. This is not random luck. It is the bending of the timeline by focused consciousness. This process is available to you right now. To work with the past, bring a memory into awareness. Instead of reliving the pain or regret, invite your current wisdom to enter the scene. What did you learn? How did it shape you? What do you know now that you didn't know then? By rewriting the meaning of the memory, you free yourself from its old emotional charge and change how it influences your present. To influence the future, use your imagination to visit the outcome you desire. Feel it as real. Notice the emotions it evokes, the confidence it brings. From this place, ask, what can I do today that aligns me with this future? The answers will come, sometimes as insights, sometimes as inspiration to act. The key is to hold the future lightly, trusting that the quantum field will organize events to meet your intention. This is the essence of bending time. You are not a prisoner of your past or a victim of circumstance. You are a participant in the dance of time, with the power to send healing, wisdom, and intention across the timeline. The more you practice, the more time loses its grip on you. You become free to create, to change, and to experience life in new ways. Of course, this doesn't mean you can control everything, erase every mistake, or guarantee every outcome. Life remains mysterious, surprising, and full of unknowns. But with the ability to bend time, you are no longer limited by old stories or trapped by fear of the future. You become the architect of your own timeline, able to harvest wisdom from the past and plant seeds for the future with every present choice. Now, as you taste the freedom of bending time, a new possibility emerges. If the future can influence you in the present, can you connect with a wiser, more evolved version of yourself? A future self who has already overcome challenges and fulfilled your highest potential? Next, we will unlock the gateway to meeting your future selves, tapping into your own quantum intelligence across the dimensions of time. You've seen that time, like reality itself, is not rigid. You can send healing to the past and intention to the future. But what if there's even more? What if, within the vast quantum field, there are versions of you, future selves, who already possess the wisdom, skills, and breakthroughs you seek right now? Connecting with these future selves is not only possible, it's one of the most powerful quantum tools for accelerated growth and transformation. The concept of future selves is more than just a psychological exercise. It is rooted in the reality of parallel possibilities and the nonlinear nature of time. Every choice you make spawns a new version of you, a self who has walked a different path, learned different lessons, and cultivated different strengths. In the quantum field, all these versions exist simultaneously, each vibrating at its own unique frequency. To access your future selves, you don't need a time machine. You need intention, imagination, and the willingness to listen to your own inner wisdom. Begin by choosing a specific area of life, a challenge, a dream, or a question you are facing. Then, close your eyes and imagine a version of yourself who has already succeeded in this area. See this future self in as much detail as you can, how they move, how they feel, what they know. Notice the sense of confidence, calm, or clarity that radiates from them. Now ask this future self for guidance. What did you do to get here? What do you know that I need to understand? What step can I take today to align with you? Pause, listen, and trust whatever arises. Sometimes the guidance comes as words, images, or feelings. Sometimes it arrives later, as a burst of insight or an unexpected opportunity. The quantum field is always responding to your focused inquiry. This practice is not just about fantasy. Neuroscience shows that when you vividly imagine a new skill, your brain activates as if you are actually performing it. The boundaries between present and future blur. You begin to embody the qualities of your future self in the now. Over time, you notice your choices, habits, and attitudes shifting to align with this new identity. It's also helpful to recognize that your future selves are not distant or unreachable. They are connected to you through the web of intention and possibility. Every time you choose growth over fear, every time you act on intuition rather than habit, you draw closer to the future self you most desire. The more you practice this connection, the more you sense their presence. A subtle guiding force, nudging you toward your highest timeline. Sometimes you might feel blocked or skeptical, especially if the gap between your current reality and your future vision feels wide. This is normal. The mind resists change, clinging to old stories and familiar limitations. But remember, the quantum field is responsive. Even small acts of trust, curiosity, and imagination can open the channel to your future selves. You can also use this process to resolve challenges. When faced with a difficult decision, ask, how would my future self handle this? What would they prioritize? What would they let go of? The answers may surprise you, revealing shortcuts, solutions, or perspectives you hadn't considered. Over time, you begin to embody the qualities of courage, resilience, and wisdom that once seemed out of reach. This practice of connecting with future selves is not just about personal success. It's about contributing to the evolution of consciousness itself. As you tap into your highest potential, you become a beacon for others, radiating the energy of possibility, inspiring growth, and uplifting the field for everyone around you. Now that you've opened the channel to your future selves, a new challenge appears on the horizon. If you can tap into wisdom from other timelines, how can you be sure your memories and reality are stable? What happens when reality glitches, and the past appears to change before your very eyes? Next, we will explore the phenomenon known as the Mandela effect, a powerful reminder that reality is more flexible and mysterious than you've ever imagined. Having tapped into the guidance of your future selves and experienced how timelines and possibilities overlap, you're now prepared for a phenomenon that baffles both scientists and everyday observers: the Mandela effect. This is more than just a curiosity or internet rumor. It's a signpost pointing to the hidden fluidity of reality itself, and a clue that the boundaries of memory, history, and what is real may be far more permeable than you were ever taught. The Mandela effect is named after Nelson Mandela, the South African leader whose death imprisoned many people across the world, distinctly remember happening decades before he actually died. When news broke of his passing in 2013, thousands were shocked. convinced they had already witnessed his funeral years before. This wasn't just a matter of mistaken recollection. It was a collective, widespread certainty about an event that didn't match recorded history. Since then, countless other examples have emerged. Famous movie quotes, product logos, geography, even the spelling of well-known names, all reported to change by large groups of people apparently overnight. Berenstain Bears or Berenstein Bears? Febreze or Febreze? Mirror? Mirror on the wall? Or magic mirror on the wall? If you've ever experienced a strange certainty about how something used to be, only to discover it's no longer that way, you've encountered the Mandela effect. Skeptics often chalk this up to faulty memory, but there's more to the story. If it were just individual forgetfulness, you wouldn't see such large groups sharing the same false memory, nor the same sense of emotional dissonance when the evidence contradicts what they remember. The Mandela effect is not just about nostalgia or misinformation. It's a hint that reality is a living, shifting field, one that can change, even retroactively, as timelines adjust and consciousness evolves. Quantum theory offers a unique lens for viewing this mystery. If reality is not a fixed script, but a field of probabilities influenced by observation, attention, and belief, then shifts in collective consciousness could, in theory, cause the past to re-render itself in subtle ways. When enough energy and focus are applied, especially by groups with strong emotional resonance, the code of reality can be edited. The result: glitches in the matrix, mismatches between memory and evidence, and the sense that something fundamental has shifted, even if you can't prove it with old photos or records. You may wonder, does this mean reality is unstable, or that you can't trust your own memories? Not at all. Instead, it's a call to loosen your grip on certainty and become more flexible, creative, and awake to possibility. The Mandela effect reveals that reality is not a static archive, but an evolving, participatory creation. Each of us is both a recorder and a writer of history, contributing our energy to the shape and flow of the world. This perspective frees you from the tyranny of regret and the prison of what really happened. If reality can change, if timelines can merge or split, then the door to healing, forgiveness, and reinvention is always open. You are never fully trapped by the past, nor condemned by a single mistake. Every moment is a fresh page, a chance to collaborate with the field and shape what comes next. Of course, this does not mean you should disregard the importance of facts, evidence, or critical thinking. It means honoring the paradox, holding both the stability of consensus reality and the playfulness of quantum possibility. When you notice a glitch, don't panic or argue. Instead, treat it as a signal. Your consciousness is outgrowing the limits of linear time and fixed history. The field is inviting you to participate, to question, and to create. Some report that as they become more conscious creators, Mandela effects become more frequent. This is not a sign of instability, but of awakening. As you raise your frequency and embrace your quantum power, you are more likely to notice the seams in reality, the flexibility of the field, and the role of intention in sculpting the flow of events. It's a reminder that you're not just living in the world, you're co-writing its story. This realization leads directly to a profound question. If reality is so fluid, what is it that holds your personal world together? What are the codes that lock your experience into familiar patterns or open the gates to change? The answer lies in your beliefs, those invisible assumptions that act as quantum programming, shaping every event, relationship, and outcome you encounter. Next, we will uncover the mechanics of quantum beliefs. You will learn how to recognize, update, and even replace the old mental software that has kept you cycling through the same realities. The field is open. Are you ready to rewrite the code? After experiencing the fluidity and mystery of the Mandela effect, you're ready to address the very foundation upon which your personal reality rests, your beliefs. These are not just casual opinions or background assumptions. They are the quantum codes that tell the field what to render, what to hide, and what to repeat. Your beliefs lock reality into certain shapes, until you learn to update or replace them with new instructions. Beliefs begin to take root from your earliest days, inherited from family, culture, education, and experience. Over time, they crystallize into the way things are. Some are conscious: I am creative, People can be trusted. Opportunities are everywhere. Others run silently, shaping outcomes without your awareness. I'm not good enough. Change is hard. I always struggle. These hidden codes determine which possibilities show up on your radar and which are filtered out before you even notice them. Quantum theory shows that reality responds to expectation and observation. Your beliefs act as the lenses through which you interpret every event. Two people can experience the same situation and walk away with completely different realities, simply because of the filters their beliefs provide. The field responds to your deepest assumptions, not just what you say, but what you expect and know to be true. This is not magical thinking. It's a matter of quantum alignment. When your beliefs are congruent with your desires, reality bends to meet you. When they are in conflict, frustration and stagnation result. The field cannot deliver what your internal code blocks or rejects. The process is both intimate and universal. Change your beliefs, and your world transforms in ways both subtle and dramatic. How do you identify your core beliefs? Pay attention to recurring patterns, especially those that frustrate, limit, or disappoint you. Listen to your self-talk, your complaints, and your of course statements. When you say, "That always happens to me," or "I could never do that," you are revealing your internal programming. Don't judge these beliefs. Simply observe them as lines of code that can be rewritten. To change your reality, you must change your beliefs at the quantum level. Start by questioning old assumptions. Ask, who told me this was true? When did I first accept this story? Challenge the authority of every belief, especially the ones that feel most obvious or real. Most are not facts. They are inherited codes, ready to be updated. Next, experiment with new beliefs. Write down statements that reflect the reality you desire. I am supported. Abundance is natural. Healing is possible. Repeat them with emotion, attention, and trust. Not as empty affirmations, but as experiments in quantum coding. Notice how your body and energy respond. The more you practice, the more your field will shift to match the new code. It's normal for resistance to arise. Old beliefs are sticky. They've been rehearsed for years. When doubt or fear surfaces, greet it with curiosity. Ah, there's the old code again. Is it still useful? Gently return to your new belief. Over time, as the field receives your updated instructions, new experiences will emerge, often in ways you could not have predicted. Surround yourself with evidence of your new beliefs. Seek out stories, communities, and experiences that reinforce your desired reality. The quantum field is responsive and creative. It will meet you where you are, but it also amplifies what you give attention to. Be patient and playful. Treat belief updating as a lifelong game, not a grim duty. You are the coder and the code. As your beliefs evolve, so does your reality. Limitations dissolve, synchronicities increase, and doors open that were previously invisible. Your life becomes a living experiment in quantum possibility. Now that you know how to update your core programming, you're ready for a leap beyond logic itself. Is it possible to heal your body and mind using the sheer power of belief, without medication, surgery, or external intervention? Next, we'll uncover the astonishing secret of the placebo effect and how you can harness it as a conscious quantum creator. Now that you have seen how beliefs operate as quantum codes, it's time to confront one of the most astonishing and misunderstood phenomena in science and medicine: the placebo effect. This is not a quirk or a trick of the mind. The placebo effect is living proof that belief, consciously or unconsciously held, can alter biology, change outcomes, and heal bodies, often in ways that defy conventional explanation. When you harness this power intentionally, you become an agent of healing beyond logic. The placebo effect is well documented in medical research. People given sugar pills, saline injections, or fake surgeries often experience real improvements in symptoms, sometimes as dramatic as those experienced by people given actual medicine or surgery. Placebo responses have been observed in the treatment of pain, depression, anxiety, immune disorders, and even conditions thought to be irreversible. What's more, the more a person trusts the treatment, the greater the effect, pointing directly to the power of belief. How does this work? From a quantum perspective, The answer is clear. Belief is a form of focused intention, broadcasting signals into the field of possibility. When you expect healing, the mind and body align with that expectation, shifting physiology, neurochemistry, and even genetic expression. New patterns are rehearsed. Old symptoms dissolve. The body becomes the receiver of a new quantum signal. The placebo effect reveals a fundamental truth. Your mind and body are not separate. They are entangled, co-creating your experience from moment to moment. The boundary between psychological and physical is blurry, if it exists at all. Every belief, expectation, and emotion has a biological signature. Every cell in your body listens to the stories you tell and the images you hold in your mind. Harnessing the placebo power begins with noticing the beliefs you hold about health and healing. Do you expect to recover quickly, or do you anticipate struggle? Do you believe your body is wise and adaptable or fragile and unpredictable? Every assumption becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, shaping your biology from the inside out. You can amplify placebo power through ritual, visualization, and self-suggestion. Rituals, whether medical, spiritual, or personal, act as signals to the subconscious and the field, marking a transition from illness to health, from limitation to renewal. Visualization is equally potent. When you vividly imagine your body healing, organs functioning perfectly, or pain dissolving, you are sending quantum instructions to your biology. Consider the language you use. Words and images are medicine. Saying, "I am healing," "I trust my body," or "well-being is my natural state," programs the mind and body to align with those realities. This is not wishful thinking. MRI scans show that patients who use positive self-talk and imagery experience measurable changes in brain activity, immune response, and even recovery times. Of course, placebo power is not a guarantee. It does not replace medical care, nor does it override all conditions. But it is a powerful ally, one that works best in partnership with professional guidance. Many of the world's most successful healers, coaches, and doctors understand this. The mind is medicine. They skillfully harness expectation, trust, and ritual to activate the placebo effect for deeper results. On the flip side, beware of the nocebo effect, the power of negative belief to produce harm. Doubt, fear, and hopelessness can suppress immunity, increase pain, and slow recovery. This is not about blame, but about awareness. By noticing negative expectations and gently choosing new ones, you reclaim your power as a quantum healer. The placebo effect also reveals that healing is not just about the body. Relationships, finances, creativity, and even the experience of meaning can be transformed through the same principle. When you expect support, abundance, or inspiration, you align with those outcomes. The field listens and responds. To practice conscious placebo, start small. Choose a minor discomfort or habit you wish to change. Design a simple ritual, a meditation, a self-blessing, a symbolic gesture. Focus on your intention, trust the process, and watch how your body and life respond. Keep a journal of changes, both subtle and dramatic. Over time, you will witness your own capacity for quantum healing. The ultimate lesson of the placebo effect is simple yet profound. You are not a passive patient in the story of your life. You are a co-creator, capable of summoning healing, transformation, and renewal through the focused power of belief and intention. Now, with the secret of conscious healing in hand, the question arises, can the universe respond to you in other mysterious ways? Are there moments when the world itself seems to wink back at you, arranging uncanny coincidences and meaningful signs? Next, we will explore the phenomenon of synchronicity and how you can decode the messages that the universe is always sending. Having learned how your beliefs can heal, transform, and even rewrite your body and mind, you're ready for a new layer of quantum mystery, synchronicity. This is more than coincidence, more than chance alignment. Synchronicity is the universe whispering back, revealing that you are not isolated, but in dynamic, responsive relationship with all that is. The term synchronicity was coined by psychologist Carl Jung to describe events that are meaningfully related, but not causally connected. Think of a friend calling just as you were thinking of them, or a book falling off a shelf with the answer to a question you just asked. Maybe you notice the same symbol or number pattern appearing over and over during a time of transition. These are not accidents. They are messages from the field, confirmations that your intention and awareness are in harmony with larger patterns. Synchronicity operates at the intersection of inner and outer reality. When your inner world, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, reaches a certain frequency, the outer world responds with matching events, people, or opportunities. The quantum field is not just a blank canvas. It is intelligent, creative, and interactive. When you align with your deepest truth, the field arranges itself to meet you. But how do you recognize synchronicity? First, pay attention. Synchronicity often arrives when you are open, curious, or in a state of flow. It can also appear during times of uncertainty, when you most need reassurance or direction. Synchronicities may seem small at first, but the more you notice, the more frequent and dramatic they become. When you encounter a synchronicity, pause and ask, what is this showing me? What is my intuition telling me now? Sometimes the message is direct. A song lyric, a chance meeting, a timely offer. Other times, it's more subtle. An inner nudge, a confirmation to trust your path, or a reminder that you are not alone. The quantum field responds to the energy of curiosity, gratitude, and intention. The more you invite synchronicity, the more it appears. Create rituals or practices to mark synchronicities. A journal, a simple thank you, a willingness to act on guidance. Treat each synchronicity as a conversation, not just a random event. The universe loves to play, teach, and inspire those who are willing to listen. Synchronicity can also serve as a catalyst for growth. Sometimes the field sends you a challenge, a lesson, or a redirection. Even apparent setbacks or disappointments may be perfectly timed invitations to course correct, release attachments, or claim your power. Every event is meaningful, and every meaning is yours to discover. The key is trust. Trust that you are part of a living, intelligent universe that responds to your frequency. Trust that signs and guidance are always available, even if you don't understand them right away. Trust that your journey is uniquely designed for your evolution. As you become fluent in the language of synchronicity, you discover a world that is alive with messages, support, and creative possibilities. You no longer feel alone or unsupported. You sense the dance of creation unfolding all around you. With synchronicity as your guide, you are ready for a deeper adventure, one that goes beyond decoding signs and symbols to actively reprogramming your personal matrix. Next, we will reveal how to break free from hidden programs and hack the very operating system of your life. You've become attuned to synchronicity and learned to recognize when the universe whispers guidance, nudges, and even redirections. But what if the most persistent limits in your life aren't outside at all, but woven deep within your own mind? Hidden programs that run automatically, shaping your world behind the scenes. It's time to bring these unconscious codes to light and discover how to hack your personal matrix. The matrix isn't just a science fiction metaphor. It's an accurate description of the web of habits, beliefs, assumptions, and cultural norms that organize reality for you. Most people navigate life on autopilot, making choices from subconscious patterns learned in childhood, repeated until they feel inevitable. These programs operate below awareness, but their effects are everywhere. Relationships that echo the past, recurring challenges, or mysterious ceilings on abundance, happiness, or creativity. Quantum reality offers an escape. The field responds not to the old programs, but to the consciousness that notices them. The moment you bring awareness to a pattern, you weaken its hold. The program only runs so long as you're unaware it's there. Once seen, it becomes a choice. Start by becoming a compassionate observer of your own life. Notice the loops you repeat, the arguments that circle back, the habits you wish to change, the places you feel stuck. Ask, where did I learn this pattern? Whose voice does it sound like? When did I first accept this as normal? Sometimes you'll trace the origin to a parent, a teacher, a traumatic event, or even the collective fears of society. Seeing the source strips the program of its invisibility. But awareness alone is not enough. You must also introduce a new signal. Begin with one small pattern. Instead of fighting it, name it gently. There's the old scarcity script, or that's the people-pleasing protocol. This disarms the pattern and makes space for conscious choice. Now, ask yourself, what new program would I like to install? Design a new habit, thought, or belief that directly contradicts the old one. If the pattern is, I always get rejected, the new program might be, I am safe to be myself and welcome healthy connection. Practice your new program with intention. Use affirmations, visualization, or even symbolic rituals to encode the change into your field. Remember, quantum reality doesn't require proof or permission. As you act, think, and feel in alignment with the new pattern, the field reorganizes to match your new signal. The more repetition, the deeper the installation. You can also hack the matrix by upgrading your environment. Surround yourself with reminders of your new program, friends who support your growth, media that reflects your new beliefs, and routines that embody your intentions. This isn't about isolation, but about consciously curating your inputs. Every signal matters. The quantum field is exquisitely sensitive to your choices and will amplify whatever you nurture. Hacking the matrix is a lifelong game. The deeper you go, the subtler the patterns you uncover. Don't aim for perfection. Each pattern you shift sends ripples through every area of your life. The process is fractal. Small changes create massive, unexpected results. Sometimes, the moment you break one old program, opportunities appear, relationships heal, or your energy skyrockets. Be patient with yourself. Some scripts are ancient and deeply entrenched. It's normal for resistance or discomfort to arise as you change. That's simply the old matrix running its defensive routine. Persist with compassion. Each time you choose the new signal over the old, you reinforce your quantum authorship. The greatest gift of matrix hacking is freedom. No longer are you a victim of invisible forces. You become a conscious programmer of your own reality, able to install, uninstall, and upgrade any part of your inner world. The quantum field becomes your playground, responding with precision to every shift in consciousness. Now that you are equipped to rewrite hidden programs, the next step is to make these upgrades stick through action. How do small, practical changes, tiny habits, create massive shifts in your quantum reality? Next, we will unlock the secret of quantum habits and how they multiply your power to transform every aspect of your life. With the codes of your matrix exposed and the tools to rewrite them in hand, you're now positioned to harness one of the most underestimated forces in quantum reality, habit. On the surface, habits may seem mundane, a matter of repetition and routine. But at the quantum level, they are engines of exponential change, capable of producing leaps in health, wealth, happiness, and creativity that far exceed their apparent scale. Habits operate as signals to the field, repeated actions that train your body, mind, and energy to expect and receive specific outcomes. Every habit you perform, consciously or not, is like tuning a radio to a particular frequency. That frequency attracts matching people, opportunities, and experiences into your life. The power of quantum habits lies not in their size, but in their consistency and alignment with your deeper intentions. Begin by identifying a single area you wish to transform. Instead of aiming for massive overhaul, focus on one small, repeatable action that aligns with your desired reality. This could be as simple as drinking water first thing in the morning, writing a daily intention, moving your body for 5 minutes, or expressing gratitude to someone each day. The key is not to overwhelm your system, but to signal to the quantum field, I am ready for change. Quantum theory shows that repeated actions create grooves of probability. The more you enact a habit, the more likely that reality is to show up. Over time, these grooves become attractors, drawing in synchronicities, insights, and growth at an accelerating pace. The field responds to persistence, not perfection. Even when your habit feels trivial, you are planting seeds for massive results. Track your habits not just in terms of outcome, but in terms of energy. Notice how your mood, thoughts, and creativity shift as you practice your new action. Are you more energized, hopeful, or resilient? Celebrate every small win, every act of alignment. The more you acknowledge progress, the more the field amplifies your results. When old habits or resistance surface, treat them with curiosity. Ask, what need was this habit serving? What new habit can fulfill that need in a healthier, more empowering way? Be gentle with yourself. The quantum field is forgiving and flexible. Each moment is a fresh chance to reset, to upgrade, and to choose again. Community is a secret amplifier for quantum habits. When you share your intention with others, or join a group pursuing similar change, your power multiplies. The field responds to collective energy, accelerating growth and dissolving resistance. Seek out allies, mentors, or partners who embody the habits you desire. Their presence supports your field and helps anchor new routines. Technology can be your ally too. Use reminders, trackers, or apps to nudge your attention back to your new pattern. Design your environment for success. Leave cues, symbols, or rewards where you'll notice them. Treat the process as a game, playful, experimental, and free from the pressure of instant results. As you master the art of quantum habits, you'll notice reality shifting in subtle and dramatic ways. Doors open, health improves, creativity surges, confidence grows. The gap between intention and manifestation shrinks. What began as a tiny daily act becomes a quantum leap. The lesson of quantum habits is this: small choices, repeated with intention, create massive transformation over time. The field rewards consistency, persistence, and creativity. You are always one small action away from a new timeline, a new possibility, a new self. Having set the stage for transformation through the power of habits, a new question emerges. Can you tune your life to higher and higher frequencies, creating even greater magnetism and results? Next, we'll reveal the frequency factor, how to raise your vibrational set point for extraordinary living. After mastering the art of quantum habits, you now stand at the threshold of a concept that both ancient wisdom and modern physics agree upon. Everything is vibration. The universe is a symphony of frequencies, and your life is determined not only by what you do, but by the vibrational set point at which you operate. The frequency factor is the next quantum secret, the ability to tune your life like a radio, raising your resonance and attracting new levels of abundance, love, and synchronicity. Let's begin by understanding vibration. Every emotion, thought, and action generates a frequency. Joy, gratitude, compassion, and excitement are high-frequency states. Fear, shame, resentment, and despair are low-frequency states. The field of quantum possibility is most responsive to your dominant vibration, not just your passing moods or fleeting intentions. It's your set point, your energetic baseline, that determines the quality of your reality. Most people live at a frequency shaped by old experiences, social conditioning, and unprocessed emotions. These unconscious vibrations attract familiar patterns and keep life in a predictable loop. But you have the power to change your frequency at any time. By choosing your thoughts, shifting your emotions, and acting with intention, you can lift your set point, step by step, into new realms of possibility. Start with awareness. Notice how you feel throughout the day. When are you light, open, and energized? When do you feel contracted or heavy? Every moment is an opportunity to tune your vibration. Breathing deeply, moving your body, listening to uplifting music, connecting with nature, or practicing gratitude can shift your frequency instantly. The field responds immediately, often with new ideas, encounters, or bursts of inspiration. Thoughts are powerful, but emotion is the amplifier. Imagine gratitude not as a mental exercise, but as a full-body feeling. Recall moments of love, success, or beauty, and let the emotion grow inside you. This practice raises your frequency and broadcasts a powerful signal into the quantum field. Life responds with matching experiences, drawing in people and opportunities that resonate at your new level. Your environment also shapes your frequency. Surround yourself with art, music, colors, and people that elevate your spirit. Let go of what drags you down. Negative news, toxic relationships, or clutter. Everything you allow into your space becomes part of your vibration. Be deliberate, curating your world as a sanctuary for high-frequency living. Nutrition and movement are key. Food, water, and exercise all have vibrational signatures. Choose what feels nourishing and alive. Move in ways that bring pleasure and vitality. Your body is both a receiver and a transmitter. The higher its frequency, the more effortlessly it partners with your mind and spirit to create your desired reality. Remember, the frequency factor is not about forced happiness or denial of pain. It's about honesty and alignment. When difficult emotions arise, feel them fully, allow them to move, and then gently choose a thought or action that lifts you. Every shift, no matter how small, raises your set point and makes space for more light, love, and power. The quantum field rewards authenticity. Pretending to be high vibe while ignoring real feelings only scatters your energy. Honor your experience, then use your intention to raise your frequency in a way that feels true. Over time, your set point will rise, and new realities will unfold. Community plays a role, too. When you join with others who are committed to raising their vibration, the effect multiplies. Group meditation, celebration, or creative collaboration can generate a frequency that opens doors none could open alone. The field responds to collective energy with exponential synchronicity. Track your journey. Keep a journal of high-frequency moments, times when you felt alive, inspired, or at peace. Notice what created those states and build them into your daily routine. Your awareness is the tuning dial. Your actions are the amplifier. As your frequency rises, so do your manifestations. Synchronicities accelerate, relationships deepen, and life takes on a sense of magic. Old problems dissolve, replaced by new possibilities. The frequency factor is your passport to the extraordinary. Now, as your vibration rises and reality responds, a new dimension becomes visible, one that many sense but few understand: the world of energy fields. What if there is an invisible architecture, a blueprint shaping every aspect of your life, just beyond the reach of your five senses? Next, we'll reveal how energy fields work and how you can consciously influence them for profound transformation. With your vibrational set point rising and the frequency factor amplifying your results, the next secret unfolds. Reality is shaped not only by the visible and the tangible, but by invisible energy fields, subtle architectures that serve as blueprints for your body, mind, and world. While science is only beginning to map these fields, ancient traditions have described them for thousands of years, from the aura and chakras of Eastern wisdom to the morphic fields of modern biology. Energy fields are the organizing patterns that guide the flow of information, emotion, and matter in your life. They surround and permeate your body, extend into your environment, and connect you to people, places, and possibilities far beyond ordinary reach. These fields are dynamic, constantly shaped by your thoughts, feelings, habits, and intentions. Think of your energy field as a living antenna. It both broadcasts and receives signals, interacting with the quantum field at every moment. When your energy is coherent, aligned with your deepest truth and highest frequency, life flows with ease. You attract opportunities, enjoy good health, and experience deep connection with others. When your field is tangled or depleted due to stress, fear, or unresolved emotion, challenges multiply and flow is blocked. Science is beginning to catch up. Researchers have measured electromagnetic fields around the heart and brain, showing that emotional states can change the size, strength, and coherence of these fields. The heart's electromagnetic field extends far beyond the body, influencing those around you. Studies in morphic resonance suggest that habits, beliefs, and even cultural patterns are held in invisible fields that link individuals across time and space. Your energy field is not static. Every thought, word, and action either strengthens or weakens its structure. Practices such as meditation, breathwork, creative visualization, and energy healing are powerful ways to tune, clear, and expand your field. Even simple acts, like laughter, deep rest, or time in nature, can restore your field to balance. Notice the difference when you enter a room. Sometimes the space feels heavy or draining, other times light and inspiring. You're sensing the energy field of the space and the people within it. Similarly, Have you ever thought of someone just before they call or felt someone's mood without words? This is the language of fields, an exchange that happens beyond the five senses. You can consciously influence your own field and those around you. Start by setting the intention each morning to maintain a clear, vibrant energy. Visualize light surrounding your body, strengthening your boundaries, and inviting positive connections. If you notice heaviness or stress, pause, breathe, and use imagination to clear your field, letting go of anything that doesn't belong to you. Your field is also a magnet. The more you nurture it with positive emotion, inspired action, and healthy boundaries, the more you attract people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your true self. Trust your intuition. If something feels off in your field, honor that signal and investigate further. Communities, families, and even organizations have collective energy fields, shared blueprints that shape their culture, dynamics, and destiny. When enough individuals in a group raise their vibration, the entire field shifts. This is why one person's healing can inspire change for many, and why collective intention is so powerful. Energy fields can hold both wounds and wisdom. Old traumas, limiting beliefs, and ancestral patterns often linger as dense pockets in the field. Healing these isn't just about talking or thinking, it's about feeling, moving, and releasing energy. Use tools like breathwork, movement, sound, or professional energy work to support this process. As you become more skilled at reading and shaping your own energy field, you'll notice profound changes. Greater ease, better health, clearer intuition, and deeper connection. The invisible blueprint begins to reveal itself as the silent architect of your reality. Now that you understand the hidden architecture of energy fields, you're ready for an even more subtle and surprising power, the ability to communicate across space and time, sending and receiving information without words or distance. Next, you'll discover the untold science of quantum communication. With your awareness of energy fields heightened, you now encounter a phenomenon that transcends language and even physical presence: quantum communication. This isn't telepathy in the realm of fantasy, nor is it limited to mystical experience. Quantum communication is a real and measurable way that information, intention, and emotion are shared instantaneously across distance, even when words are absent and the physical senses are silent. At the heart of quantum communication is the principle of entanglement, which you explored earlier. Two entangled particles, once connected, remain linked across any distance. Actions performed on one particle instantly affect the other. While this has been rigorously proven with photons and electrons, mounting evidence suggests that similar principles apply to the realm of mind and consciousness. Think about your own life. Have you ever known who was calling before you picked up the phone? Felt someone's mood from across the city? Or had a loved one's face pop into your mind moments before receiving a message from them? These are not mere coincidences or products of wishful thinking. These are moments when quantum communication pierces the veil of separation, revealing an interconnectedness deeper than words. Quantum communication is most obvious in close relationships. The emotional bonds between people create channels of non-local information, connections that persist regardless of geography. The more emotionally attuned you are to someone, the clearer the signal. Parents sense a child's distress across miles. Friends finish each other's sentences. Twins share thoughts and feelings even when continents apart. These phenomena, reported throughout history, are now being studied in laboratories, with results that defy traditional explanations. But quantum communication is not limited to family or romance. It extends to collective intention, group meditation, and even the transmission of ideas through what some call the morphic field. When groups gather, physically or virtually, to focus on peace, healing, or transformation, measurable changes occur in the environment. Crime rates drop, health improves, and synchronicities multiply. The field responds to coherent, focused intention shared among many. How do you harness quantum communication consciously? Start by setting an intention to send or receive information non-locally. Before reaching for your phone, pause and mentally tune in to the person you wish to connect with. Imagine your energy field touching theirs, sending a wave of clarity, care, or curiosity. Then notice what arises. Sometimes a feeling, sometimes a word, sometimes a sudden urge to act. Trust your intuition. Quantum signals are often subtle at first. A gentle nudge, an image, or a shift in emotion. The more you practice, the clearer your channel becomes. If you wish to send a message to someone, imagine them receiving it, feel the connection, and release any expectation about how or when they'll respond. The field does the rest. Practice deep listening. Quantum communication is not just about sending, but also about receiving. Spend time in stillness, tuning your awareness to subtle impressions, thoughts, or sensations that don't seem to come from your own mind. Keep a journal of these impressions. Over time, patterns will emerge and confidence will grow. Integrity is key. Use quantum communication ethically, always respecting privacy and boundaries. This is not about control or intrusion. It's about connection, understanding, and co-creation. The field amplifies intentions that are loving, clear, and beneficial for all involved. Technology is no barrier to quantum communication. In fact, the internet, phones, and digital devices can serve as bridges for intention, not just conduits for words. Before sending an important message or email, take a moment to set your intention, imagining the outcome you wish to create. Many report that this simple practice transforms misunderstandings, resolves conflict, and deepens relationships. Quantum communication can also be used for collective healing. When you send compassion, hope, or peace to someone in need, you are not just wishing. You are transmitting real energy through the field. Many healing traditions use distance healing, prayer, or group intention to support the sick or distressed. Science is now beginning to confirm what sages have known for millennia. Consciousness transcends space and time. You can experiment with simple practices. Pair with a friend and agree to send a word, image, or feeling at a set time each day. Notice any impressions or synchronicities, and compare notes later. Treat this as a game, free of pressure, and allow the results to surprise you. As you develop your quantum communication skills, you'll notice an increased sense of connection, empathy, and even precognition. Relationships deepen. You feel less alone, more understood, and more able to influence reality with your awareness. Now that you can connect and communicate non-locally, the next question arises. Is it possible to influence not just people but events and outcomes at a distance? Next, we'll uncover the evidence and techniques behind remote influence, shaping reality across space and circumstance. You've awakened to the reality that connection transcends words, and that you can send and receive information through the quantum field, regardless of distance. Now, the next leap presents itself: remote influence. Can you impact events, circumstances, or outcomes far from where you stand? Can intention alone shape reality, not only for yourself, but for others, even without direct involvement? The emerging evidence and the quantum field itself suggests yes. Remote influence is the phenomenon in which thoughts, emotions, or intentions produce measurable effects in people, places, or systems at a distance. While traditional science still struggles to accept the possibility, countless experiments, healers, and everyday people have reported extraordinary results. Remote healing, prayer, intention experiments, and even scientific studies on the power of focused thought show that distance is not a barrier to the quantum field. Research led by pioneers such as Dr. William Bro and the Global Consciousness Project has shown that human intention can influence everything from the behavior of random number generators to the physical state of water, plant growth, and even medical outcomes. In controlled studies, participants have been able to speed the healing of distant patients, affect biological processes, and synchronize physiological rhythms, simply by focusing attention and will. What makes remote influence possible? The answer is non-locality. In quantum reality, separation is an illusion. All points in the field are entangled, meaning a change in one part ripples out to all others. The quantum field is instantaneously available everywhere, and consciousness is the activator. How do you harness remote influence in your own life? Start with clarity. Choose a specific intention: healing, harmony, support, or opportunity, for a person, place, or event. Visualize the outcome as already real. feeling the emotion and gratitude as if it has already happened. Direct your awareness to the target, but let go of any sense of effort or control. Trust that the field will organize the details in its own way. Distance is irrelevant. Whether your target is in the next room or on the other side of the planet, the field responds to your intention. What matters most is the coherence and emotional charge behind your focus. The more aligned your desire is with the highest good, the more effective the influence. Combine remote influence with group intention for even greater results. When several people hold the same vision at the same time, the signal amplifies, producing effects that are often visible and even statistically significant. This is the science behind global meditation events, prayer circles, and synchronized rituals. The quantum field is exquisitely sensitive to collective will. Ethics and humility are essential. Use remote influence only for positive, loving, and non-intrusive purposes. The field amplifies intentions that honor free will and the interconnectedness of all life. Trying to control or manipulate others for personal gain produces unintended consequences and dissonance in your own field. Notice the feedback. Sometimes results are immediate. A call, a message, a sudden shift. Other times, the effect is more subtle, unfolding over days or weeks. Trust the process and remain open to surprises. Keep a record of your intentions and outcomes, and celebrate the moments of connection and influence. Remote influence also applies to environments. You can bless your home, send healing to a city, or hold peace for the world. Intention is not bound by space. Your field is a tuning fork, sending vibrations that shape the greater field of collective experience. As you become adept at remote influence, you will experience a greater sense of empowerment and responsibility. You are not a passive observer. You are a co-creator, a shaper of reality, an agent of positive change on the planet. With the art of remote influence in your toolkit, the natural next step is to channel these skills into manifesting your desires with precision and speed. How can you use the quantum formula to turn intention into tangible results, faster than you ever thought possible? Next, we'll uncover the missing ingredients in manifestation and show you how to rewire the process for quantum results. You've unlocked the secret of remote influence. Your intentions are not limited by distance, and you can shape reality in profound ways from anywhere. Now, you stand at the threshold of one of the most sought-after and misunderstood arts, manifestation. Many are taught that manifesting desires is as simple as positive thinking, but the quantum perspective reveals a formula that is far more powerful, precise, and reliable. Manifestation in the quantum sense is the process of selecting, signaling, and allowing possibilities to become reality. The traditional model focused on wanting or wishing often fails because it amplifies a sense of lack. The field responds not to what you say you want, but to the energy you broadcast, the beliefs you hold, and the emotions you embody. Quantum manifestation begins by understanding this distinction and working from the inside out. Start by clarifying your intention. The field needs a clear, coherent signal to organize around. Vague wishes create vague results. Instead of saying, "I want more abundance," specify the experience, feeling, or outcome you are choosing. "I am experiencing financial freedom," or "My relationships are loving and mutually supportive." Be specific and make it present tense, as if it is already happening. Next comes alignment. The most potent intentions are those that are congruent with your beliefs and feelings. If you affirm abundance but secretly feel unworthy or fearful, the field will mirror the conflict, not the words. This is why many people find traditional affirmations frustrating. They are trying to overrule their true vibration. The quantum formula requires honest self-inquiry. Do I believe this is possible for me? What resistance or doubt is present? What would it take for me to trust this new reality? Acknowledge and release resistance. Notice any fears, doubts, or negative beliefs that arise as you set your intention. Instead of fighting or suppressing them, bring them into the light. Breathe through them, express compassion, and invite them to soften or transform. You may discover these blocks have wisdom to offer. A need for safety, a call for forgiveness, or an old wound ready to heal. As you address the resistance, your signal becomes stronger and more coherent. The third ingredient is emotional energy. The quantum field responds most quickly to intentions charged with genuine emotion, especially gratitude, joy, and excitement. Feel the outcome as if it's already true. Imagine the relief, the celebration, the satisfaction. The stronger and more authentic the feeling, the faster the field responds. Emotions are the language of the quantum, the fuel that transforms possibility into actuality. Now comes action. The field rewards participation. Take inspired steps, however small, toward your chosen outcome. This is not about forcing or striving, but about partnering with the field. Listen for intuitive nudges, synchronicities, or unexpected opportunities. Say yes to the openings that appear. Your willingness to act demonstrates trust, signals readiness, and invites further support from the field. Let go of attachment to timing and outcome. The paradox of manifestation is that you must desire fully, act boldly, and yet remain unattached to how or when the result arrives. Attachment creates constriction and signals lack. Surrender opens the field to infinite creativity. Trust that the outcome will unfold in the perfect way at the perfect time, even if it surprises you. Cultivate patience and playfulness. Manifestation is a dance, not a transaction. The quantum field is responsive, not mechanical. Sometimes the results appear instantly. Other times they require persistence, refinement, or redirection. Celebrate small wins and notice evidence of progress. The more you enjoy the process, the more quickly your reality shifts. Community and collaboration amplify the process. Share your intentions with supportive allies, participate in group visioning, or join collective manifestation events. The combined energy multiplies the signal and opens doors that may be closed to a lone creator. The field loves community. Manifesting together brings both power and joy. Record your journey. Keep a manifestation journal to document intentions, actions, emotions, and results. Notice patterns, celebrate synchronicities, and learn from the process. Each attempt, whether successful or not, builds mastery and refines your understanding of the formula. Quantum manifestation is not about control. It is about co-creation, receptivity, and alignment. You are working with a field that is both intelligent and mysterious. As you master the art, you become a channel for ever greater abundance, purpose, and joy. Having rewired your approach to manifestation, another deeper layer emerges. What if your goals and desires could themselves become entangled with the intelligence of the universe? What if you could co-create not just as an individual, but as a conscious partner with the very fabric of reality? Next, you will discover the art of entangling your goals with the universe and learn how to manifest with exponential power. You've seen that the quantum field responds not just to your thoughts, but to your total alignment, intention, emotion, action, and surrender. Now, a new level of creation awaits. The ability to partner directly with the universe, entangling your goals with its vast intelligence and creative force. Here, manifestation shifts from personal willpower to co-creation with the cosmos. Entangling goals means moving beyond isolated striving and into the flow of universal intelligence. It's recognizing that your desires are not separate from the world, but part of a larger pattern seeking expression through you. When your goals are entangled with the universe, synchronicities multiply, obstacles dissolve, and support arrives in forms you could never have planned. Begin by recognizing that every authentic desire has a universal component. The universe is always seeking to expand, express, and evolve through its parts, including you. Your truest goals are not selfish. They are invitations for the field to experience itself in new ways. When you align your goals with service, love, growth, or beauty, you are tapping into this greater current. To entangle your goals, start with inquiry. Ask yourself, how does this desire serve not just me, but the whole? Who else benefits when this goal is fulfilled? How does it contribute to life, love, or the collective good? The more your intention resonates with universal values, the more easily the field organizes to support it. Next, invite the universe in. Speak your goal aloud, not just as a wish, but as an invitation. I am ready to co-create this with you. Guide me. Surprise me. Show me the way. Then listen. Watch for signs, nudges, and synchronicities. The universe responds in language beyond words, through intuition, dreams, sudden insights, and unexpected encounters. Let go of micromanagement. The field is infinitely more creative than any plan your mind can devise. When you entangle your goals with the universe, be open to outcomes that exceed your imagination. Sometimes you'll be redirected to something even better. Sometimes help arrives from unlikely sources. Your job is to say yes, follow the breadcrumbs, and trust the process. Practice radical receptivity. When an opportunity, idea, or helper appears, welcome it with gratitude, even if it doesn't look as you expected. The field delights in surprise and serendipity. The more you receive, the more is offered. Keep your energy open, your heart soft, and your mind flexible. Co-create through service and generosity. Give to others what you seek to receive. Share your gifts, ideas, or resources. Support others' dreams as you pursue your own. This entangles your goals with the universal web of reciprocity, multiplying your magnetism and impact. Celebrate every step. Acknowledge the dance between your intention and the universe's response. Notice synchronicities, miracles, and happy accidents. Give thanks, both for what is visible and for all the support working behind the scenes. Record your process. Journaling or sharing your journey builds trust and sharpens awareness. The more you witness your partnership with the universe, the more tangible and real it becomes. You will notice a sense of being guided, carried, and inspired, evidence that your goals are truly entangled with the cosmic flow. Let go of urgency. The universe operates on its own timeline. Sometimes what you seek arrives in a flash. Other times, it requires patience, faith, and continued participation. Trust the timing, knowing that every delay is a preparation, every detour an opportunity. As you master the art of entangling goals, you shift from making it happen to letting it happen through you. Life becomes a collaboration, a conversation, a partnership with all that is. The sense of struggle falls away, replaced by a sense of wonder, adventure, and creative ease. Now that you've discovered how to partner with the universe, a new question arises. How do you receive and trust the insights, ideas, and guidance that come from this partnership? How do you distinguish quantum intelligence from mere imagination or wishful thinking? Next, we will explore the art of intuitive downloads, learning to trust and refine the quantum guidance that is always available to you. With your goals entangled in partnership with the universe, the stream of ideas, insights, and inspiration starts to flow more freely than ever before. This is the phenomenon of intuitive downloads, moments when knowledge, solutions, or guidance seem to arrive spontaneously, fully formed, often faster than your rational mind could possibly construct. Quantum intelligence is always available, but learning to recognize, trust, and refine these downloads is the next skill in your limitless quantum toolkit. Intuitive downloads are not random. They are the result of your alignment with the field, your openness to receive, and your willingness to act on subtle inner cues. Think of them as quantum emails, bursts of information sent from the infinite intelligence of the universe, accessed through the antenna of your consciousness. The more you practice tuning in, the clearer and more reliable these downloads become. Start by noticing when intuitive insights appear. Often, they arrive in moments of stillness, during meditation, in the shower, while walking in nature, or just before sleep. They can also burst through in the midst of focused work or creative flow, when your attention is absorbed and your ego is quiet. These insights feel different from ordinary thoughts. They are clear, calm, and carry a sense of certainty or excitement. You can encourage intuitive downloads by creating space for them. Set aside regular time for silence, contemplation, or unstructured activity. Limit distractions. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and set an intention. I am open to receive guidance. Sometimes nothing will come right away. Trust the process. Often the answer arrives later when you least expect it. Pay attention to your body. Quantum intelligence speaks through sensation, feeling, and subtle shifts in energy. You might feel a tingling, a wave of emotion, or a sudden burst of clarity. Trust these signals even if they don't make sense immediately. The mind often catches up to the intuition after the fact. Write down your downloads as soon as possible. Keep a notebook or digital recorder nearby. Document the ideas, images, or phrases that arrive. Even if they seem unrelated, patterns will emerge over time. The act of writing also grounds the insight, signaling to the field that you are ready to act on what you receive. Distinguish between intuition and fear. True intuitive downloads feel expansive, even if they challenge you. They carry a sense of rightness and move you toward growth. Fear-based thoughts feel contracted, urgent, or reactive. If you're unsure, pause and ask, does this guidance make me feel more alive and empowered, or more limited and anxious? The answer will become clear as you practice. Take action on your guidance. The field rewards participation. When you act on intuitive insight, no matter how small, you strengthen the channel. Results may show up as synchronicities, breakthroughs, or sudden clarity. Even if the outcome is unexpected, you gain feedback that refines your ability to trust yourself. Ask specific questions to direct your downloads. Before sleep or meditation, pose a question, what is my next step? Or, what do I need to know about this situation? Let go of needing an immediate answer. The field will respond in its own time, often through dreams, signs, or spontaneous knowing. Share your downloads with trusted allies. Sometimes, speaking your insight aloud clarifies it and invites helpful feedback or collaboration. The act of sharing also invites the field to send further guidance, refining your understanding through conversation and reflection. Guard against information overload. The quantum field contains infinite data, but not all of it is relevant for you. Set the intention to receive only what is useful, loving, and timely. Trust your inner discernment to filter out distractions or unhelpful noise. Remember, everyone is intuitive. Intuition is not a special gift for the few, but a natural function of consciousness. The more you honor it, the more it grows. Trust the gentle nudges, the quiet voice, the sudden flashes of insight. They are the language of your limitless self, guiding you toward your highest path. As you refine your connection to quantum intelligence, you become a more powerful creator, healer, and visionary. Life feels more magical, purposeful, and interconnected. Obstacles become opportunities, and confusion dissolves in the light of inner knowing. With intuitive downloads flowing, you may find old patterns or blocks surfacing. Subconscious resistance that slows your progress or clouds your clarity. The next step is to identify and break through these invisible chains. Next, we'll discover the keys to overcoming quantum blocks, smashing limitations, and unleashing your true potential. As you begin to receive clearer intuitive downloads and act on quantum intelligence, you may notice something unexpected. Hidden blocks, patterns, or chains rising to the surface. These are not setbacks, but invitations to deeper transformation. Quantum blocks are the invisible limitations, old beliefs, emotional wounds, or inherited stories that keep you circling the same outcomes despite your best efforts. To live as your limitless quantum self, you must first see and break these invisible chains. Quantum blocks often appear as frustration, procrastination, self-sabotage, or a persistent sense of hitting a wall. No matter how much you visualize, affirm, or act, certain areas of life may remain stubbornly unchanged. These blocks are not failures of willpower or intelligence. They are energy patterns lodged in your field, calling for awareness, healing, and release. Begin by noticing where you feel stuck. Is there an area of your life, health, wealth, relationships, or creativity where growth seems unusually difficult? What thoughts, emotions, or stories arise when you imagine success in this area? Common blocks include fear of failure, fear of success, unworthiness, guilt, shame, or a belief that it's not safe to change. Bring curiosity and compassion to your blocks. Rather than fighting or judging them, treat them as old codes, once useful but now outdated. Ask, when did I first feel this way? Whose voice does this sound like? What purpose did this block once serve? Often, blocks are protective adaptations from childhood, past trauma, or ancestral lineage. They were installed to keep you safe, but now limit your expansion. Use presence and breath to meet the block. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine bringing light, warmth, or compassion to the stuck feeling. Allow any associated memories or images to surface, but don't get lost in the story. Simply witness, feel, and honor the block. This act of loving awareness begins to loosen its grip. Express and release. Journaling, movement, sound, or creative expression can help move blocked energy. You might write a letter to your younger self, dance out a stuck emotion, or use your voice to release old pain. Let your intuition guide you. The key is to allow energy to move, rather than forcing change from the mind alone. Upgrade the code. Once a block is seen and felt, choose a new belief, action, or story to replace it. I am safe to succeed. I release the need for struggle. I am worthy of love and abundance. Anchor this new code with emotion, imagination, and repeated action. The quantum field responds to the new signal, reorganizing reality around your upgraded frequency. Seek support if needed. Deep blocks sometimes require professional help, therapy, energy healing, or trusted mentors. The willingness to receive support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Remember, the field is always collaborating to bring you the resources and allies you need. Celebrate every breakthrough, no matter how small. Each block you dissolve releases energy, clarity, and momentum. Life becomes lighter. Synchronicities increase. New possibilities appear where once there was only struggle. Understand that the process is cyclical. As you grow, new layers may surface. Don't become discouraged. Each block is a gateway to deeper freedom. The more you face and clear, the more your true self shines through, and the faster you move on your chosen path. Breaking through quantum blocks is not just personal, it heals the field for others as well. When you release old patterns, you become a source of inspiration, hope, and healing for those around you. The field amplifies every act of courage, rippling out in ways you may never fully know. Now that you are free from invisible chains, a new frontier beckons. What if the very shadows you once resisted, your doubts, fears, and unacknowledged parts, are not barriers, but gateways to even greater power? Next, you will discover the transformative art of shadow integration, rewiring your dark side to empower your quantum self. Now that you've learned how to break through quantum blocks, you're ready for one of the most transformative secrets in the quantum toolkit: shadow integration. This isn't about eliminating your negative traits or suppressing difficult emotions. Instead, it's about reclaiming every part of yourself, especially the aspects you've judged, rejected, or hidden, and wiring them into your limitless potential. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is your hidden power waiting to be harnessed. In psychology, the shadow refers to all the parts of your psyche that you've denied or repressed: anger, envy, fear, insecurity, as well as your unclaimed gifts and forgotten dreams. These shadows operate beneath the surface, driving unconscious choices, attracting certain experiences, and limiting your growth. Most people try to silence their shadow, believing that only light qualities are spiritual or desirable. But the quantum self understands. Every shadow contains a gift. Every dark side holds energy, wisdom, and creativity. Quantum reality is inclusive, not exclusive. The field contains all possibilities, and true wholeness comes from embracing every part of yourself. When you deny your shadow, you split your energy and diminish your power. When you integrate it, you become magnetic, resilient, and fearless. Start by making space for honest self-reflection. What qualities, emotions, or desires do you judge as bad or unacceptable? Where do you feel guilt, shame, or resistance? Notice what triggers you in others. Often, what annoys or frightens you in others points to a shadow within yourself, longing for attention and acceptance. Bring these shadows into the light, gently and without judgment. Write them down. Speak them aloud in a safe space. Acknowledge that every part of you developed for a reason, usually as protection or adaptation. For example, your anger may have shielded you from injustice. Your envy may signal unclaimed desires. Your procrastination may hide a secret longing for rest, creativity, or safety. Meet your shadow with compassion and curiosity. Ask, what are you here to teach me? What gift do you hold? Often, shadows hold the key to your deepest strengths. The energy bound up in fear can become courage. The energy trapped in shame can become empathy. The energy locked in doubt can become discernment. Integration is not about indulging the shadow, but about owning its energy and choosing how to use it consciously. Use creative practices, art, journaling, movement, or roleplay to give your shadow a voice. Let it express itself without censorship. Notice how the act of expression releases energy and brings new insight. If painful memories arise, offer yourself compassion and remind yourself, all parts of me are welcome here. I am whole. You can also practice shadow integration in relationships. Notice when you judge, blame, or react strongly to others. Pause and ask, what part of me is being activated? What does this situation reveal about my own unclaimed power or need for healing? Use the mirror of relationship to discover and embrace hidden parts of yourself. As you integrate your shadow, you gain access to untapped resources, creativity, intuition, passion, and confidence. Life feels richer, more authentic, and less constrained by fear of judgment or failure. The quantum field rewards wholeness. When you are aligned with every part of yourself, your energy becomes coherent and your manifestation power grows exponentially. Remember, shadow work is an ongoing process. New layers may appear as you evolve. Each time you meet your shadow with acceptance, you dissolve another layer of resistance, unlock more energy, and deepen your self-mastery. Shadow integration also dissolves the illusion of separation. You begin to see yourself in others, their struggles, dreams, and triumphs. Compassion expands. The urge to compete, compare, or judge fades, replaced by a sense of shared humanity and creative partnership. The ultimate gift of shadow integration is freedom. You are no longer controlled by unconscious fears or driven by hidden wounds. You choose consciously and powerfully how to direct your energy. You become the full-spectrum quantum self, embracing light and shadow, and creating from the whole of your being. With your shadow now an ally rather than an adversary, a new realm of consciousness opens. Your dreams. What if your nighttime journeys aren't just random firing of neurons, but an entry point into deeper layers of quantum possibility? Next, you will unlock the art of lucid quantum dreaming, where consciousness goes beyond sleep and the boundaries between inner and outer reality dissolve. Having befriended your shadow and integrated its power, you're ready to access an even deeper realm of quantum possibility, the world of dreams. But not just ordinary dreams. Lucid quantum dreaming, where you become conscious and creative within the dream state, shaping experience and reality while you sleep. This is where the boundaries of self and world, mind and matter, dissolve, and your quantum self is fully unleashed. Dreaming has always been a doorway to the subconscious. But in lucid dreams, when you become aware that you're dreaming, you gain the power to explore, experiment, and even direct the flow of your inner world. Ancient cultures knew the value of dreaming. Shamans, mystics, and innovators have used dreams for healing, vision, and guidance. Quantum understanding takes this further, revealing that your dream consciousness can access the same field of infinite possibility that shapes waking life. Lucid quantum dreaming is more than escapism or entertainment. It is an arena for accelerated growth, creativity, and self-discovery. In the dream state, the usual filters of ego and physical limitation are relaxed. Here, you can explore alternate realities, solve complex problems, meet guides or future selves, and rehearse new ways of being, all within the quantum playground of your imagination. To cultivate lucid dreams, begin by setting a clear intention before sleep. Affirm, tonight I become aware in my dreams. I remember and explore with curiosity. Keep a dream journal by your bed and write down any fragments, images, or stories upon waking. This signals to your mind that dreams are important and worth remembering. Throughout the day, perform reality checks. Pause and ask, "Am I dreaming?" Look for oddities, inconsistencies, or shifts in perception. This habit trains your mind to recognize dream states and become lucid when dreaming. The more you practice, the more frequent and vivid your lucid dreams will become. Once lucid, experiment. Fly, shapeshift, talk to dream characters, or visit incredible landscapes. Ask questions of your subconscious or the dream itself. What do I need to know? What gifts do you have for me? The answers may arrive as symbols, conversations, or powerful feelings. Use lucid dreams for healing. If you face a challenge in waking life, enter a dream and ask for guidance, solutions, or rehearsal of new responses. The freedom of the dream world allows you to explore without risk, build confidence, and anchor new beliefs. Emotional wounds can be healed, creative blocks dissolved, and inspiration received. Quantum dreaming is also a portal to deeper spiritual awareness. Many report encounters with departed loved ones, spirit guides, or the experience of pure light and unconditional love. These dreams leave a lasting impact, often sparking transformation in waking life. The field of lucid dreaming research shows that these states are not just in your head. The brain and body respond to dream experiences as if they were real. Practicing skills in a dream can improve performance when awake, and emotional healing in dreams can create lasting change. The quantum self understands consciousness is not limited to the physical world. Travels, creates, and evolves across all states. Respect your dreams as teachers. Whether lucid or not, every dream has a message, a mirror, or a gift. Over time, you'll notice patterns, recurring symbols, and themes that guide your growth. Share your dreams with trusted friends or groups to gain new insights and deepen your connection to the collective field. Lucid quantum dreaming is not an escape from reality, but a superpower for creating it. The boundaries between waking and dreaming blur, and life itself becomes more fluid, magical, and open to change. Your power as a conscious creator expands. Having explored consciousness in sleep, the next question arises. Could other parts of your being, your heart, your gut, your very cells, also be conscious, holding keys to greater intelligence and wholeness? Next, we'll venture beyond the brain and unlock the secrets of heart, gut, and cellular consciousness, accessing the next level of quantum awareness. Now that you've explored the limitless realms of lucid quantum dreaming, you're ready for a radical expansion of what consciousness truly means. For centuries, society has assumed that all intelligence, memory, and awareness are confined to the brain. Yet, quantum discoveries and ancient traditions both point to a much vaster network. A living intelligence that flows through your heart, your gut, and even every cell in your body. This is the next evolution of the quantum self. Science has begun to confirm what mystics have always known. The heart and gut are not just organs, but centers of profound wisdom and subtle perception. The heart contains its own network of neurons, over 40,000, communicating directly with the brain and affecting emotion, intuition, and decision-making. The heart field, an electromagnetic energy measured by modern instruments, extends several feet beyond the body and is often the first to sense changes in the environment or in others. Your gut, known as the second brain, is home to over 100 million neurons and a vast array of neurotransmitters. The gut-brain axis affects mood, intuition, immunity, and even creative insight. Have you ever had a gut feeling, a sudden sense of excitement or dread that proved accurate? You were experiencing a quantum download through your enteric nervous system, a form of knowing that bypasses logic and analysis. But the quantum self doesn't stop there. Every cell in your body holds memory, intention, and even the ability to listen and respond to your thoughts and emotions. Groundbreaking research in epigenetics shows that your beliefs and environment can switch genes on or off, influencing health, longevity, and even the inheritance of traits. Cells are not just passive building blocks. They are conscious participants in your evolution, collaborating with your mind and field to create your reality. Begin to engage with your whole body intelligence. Before making a decision, pause and drop your awareness from your head to your heart. Breathe deeply and ask, how does my heart feel about this? Wait for a sense of openness, warmth, or clarity. Then tune into your gut. Is there a feeling of excitement, a sense of flow, or a tightening that signals resistance? Your body knows before your mind does. The quantum field is always informing you through sensation and emotion. You can also communicate with your cells. Place your hands on your body, send gratitude, and speak words of encouragement or healing. Thank you for supporting me. I trust your wisdom. Guide me to what I need. Visualize light and energy flowing to any part that feels tense or unwell. Many healers and athletes use these techniques to accelerate recovery, build strength, and maintain harmony. Meditation is a powerful tool for activating heart, gut, and cellular awareness. Focus your attention on each area, breathe slowly, and invite any sensations, images, or emotions to surface. Don't analyze, simply witness. Over time, your sensitivity will sharpen, and you'll receive guidance more easily. Honor your heart's intelligence in relationships. The heart senses truth, detects authenticity, and resonates with love or warning long before the brain rationalizes. If you feel inexplicable joy or unease in someone's presence, trust the signal. The more you listen to your heart, the more trustworthy and aligned your connections become. Listen to your gut for creative decisions. The gut's rapid-fire responses can spark innovation, warn of danger, or reveal opportunities. Many successful entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders rely on their gut instinct to navigate uncertainty. Cultivate this skill by trusting your first impressions and acting on them, even in small ways. Your body is the living antenna of the quantum self. The more you include its wisdom, the more powerful your intention, healing, and manifestation become. Mind, heart, gut, and cells. When aligned, they form a symphony of awareness, ready to receive and transmit the highest frequencies of the field. You are not just a thinking mind. You are a feeling, sensing, and deeply interconnected being. As you reclaim the intelligence of your whole body, you become a clearer channel for quantum guidance and transformation. Synchronicity increases. Decisions become easier. Healing accelerates. Your sense of separation dissolves, replaced by a living partnership with every part of yourself. Now, with your heart, gut, and cells awakened, another question arises. Can you access a field of knowledge that transcends your personal life? A cosmic library containing the stories, wisdom, and potentials of all existence? Next, we'll reveal the mysteries of the Akashic connection and show you how to access the quantum field of information. Having discovered that consciousness extends far beyond your brain, you're now prepared to reach into the most mysterious realm of quantum reality, the Akashic field. For centuries, mystics have spoken of a universal library or record, a cosmic internet where the information of all souls, events, and possibilities is stored. Modern science is catching up, suggesting that the quantum field itself may be this infinite database, accessible to anyone ready to listen. The Akashic field is not a physical place, but an information layer woven through the very fabric of space-time. It contains the blueprints of every life, every choice, every thought, and every future. Just as the internet stores and connects information globally, the Akashic field links all consciousness across time and dimension. Accessing the Akashic field is not the exclusive domain of sages or psychics. Everyone has the ability to tap into this vast source of knowledge through intention, meditation, intuition, and creative flow. The field responds to sincere inquiry, offering guidance, healing, and insight to those who approach with curiosity and respect. Begin by setting a clear intention. What do you wish to know, heal, or create? Frame your question with openness. What is the highest truth about this situation? Or what patterns am I ready to release? Find a quiet space, relax your body, and enter a meditative state. Imagine yourself surrounded by light or standing at the threshold of a great library. As you focus your awareness, allow images, sensations, or impressions to arise. You may receive answers as feelings, symbols, memories, or sudden insights. Trust whatever comes. Don't judge or force the experience. Sometimes the guidance is subtle, unfolding over days or through synchronicities in waking life. Writing or recording your impressions can help clarify the messages. Over time, you'll notice patterns and confirmations. Some receive direct downloads, while others access the field through dreams, art, or inspired action. The Akashic field speaks in many languages. Listen with your whole being. The field can reveal past lives, ancestral influences, and hidden gifts. You may discover the origin of a persistent pattern, understand a soul contract, or receive inspiration for your next steps. Many report a sense of unconditional love, acceptance, and expansion when accessing the Akashic field, proof that you are supported by an intelligence far greater than your own mind. Use the Akashic field for healing. Ask, what is the root cause of this challenge? What do I need to learn or release? Allow the field to show you memories, beliefs, or relationships ready for transformation. Imagine healing light dissolving any pain, and affirm your readiness to move forward. The Akashic connection also supports creativity and innovation. When seeking solutions or inspiration, ask the field for guidance. Many artists, scientists, and inventors credit their breakthroughs to flashes of insight that came from nowhere. The truth is, they came from the field, from the infinite wellspring of possibility. Respect the information you receive. The Akashic field is a living, intelligent presence, not a database to be exploited. Approach with humility and gratitude. Share what you learn in ways that uplift yourself and others. As you build a relationship with the Akashic field, you'll notice life flowing with more ease, meaning, and synchronicity. Old patterns dissolve, new opportunities appear, and your sense of purpose deepens. You are no longer a solitary seeker, but a participant in a cosmic conversation. With access to this infinite quantum library, a new level of genius becomes available. What if you could channel inspiration, innovation, and brilliance on demand? Next, you'll discover the secrets of quantum creativity, learning to harness the genius within the field and express it in every area of your life. With the Akashic connection open and the quantum field of information at your fingertips, you now hold the key to one of humanity's most prized and misunderstood powers: creativity. True creativity isn't reserved for a chosen few or the result of random luck. At the quantum level, creativity is a partnership with the field itself, a living intelligence that can be tapped, channeled, and expressed at will. You are a conduit for genius. Most people believe creativity is a talent you're either born with or not. But the quantum perspective reveals a liberating truth. Creativity is a frequency, a state of openness to possibility, and a willingness to receive new patterns, ideas, and solutions. When you align with this frequency, the field offers you inspiration, innovation, and genius beyond what your mind could construct alone. Begin by letting go of the myth of not creative. Every human is innately creative. Whether you're solving problems, expressing art, building relationships, or finding a new route to work, the question is not, am I creative? But, how do I tune into the flow of creativity available to me right now? Quantum creativity requires entering a receptive state. This means silencing the inner critic, releasing the need for perfection, and inviting the unknown. Spend time in activities that induce flow, meditation, walking in nature, listening to music, or engaging in free-form writing, sketching, or movement. These states quiet the logical mind and allow quantum intelligence to rise to the surface. Ask the field for support. Before starting a project or seeking a solution, pause and set an intention. Field, show me something new. Then begin. Don't wait for a lightning bolt. Start wherever you are with whatever tools you have. Often, the act of beginning unlocks the flow. Ideas arrive in mid-action, through sudden insights, synchronicities, or playful experimentation. Pay attention to your body. True inspiration is felt physically. A surge of energy, goosebumps, a tingling at the crown or heart. These are signs that you are tuned in, channeling the quantum field. Trust the sensations and follow where they lead, even if the outcome is uncertain at first. Collaboration amplifies quantum creativity. Share your process with others, brainstorm, or work in creative groups. The field responds to collective intention, sparking new ideas through the friction and harmony of diverse minds. Listen deeply to others and let go of the need to control the outcome. The greatest innovations emerge from surrender and mutual inspiration. Honor your creative cycles. Creativity ebbs and flows, just like the tides. There will be periods of intense output and times of apparent emptiness. Both are necessary. The void is not a failure, but a preparation for the next wave. Trust the rhythm, rest when needed, and use downtime for incubation. Channel creativity into every area of life. Bring playful curiosity to daily routines, relationships, work, and challenges. See obstacles as invitations for new approaches. Allow mistakes to become stepping stones, and embrace the unknown as your greatest ally. Keep a quantum notebook to record ideas, dreams, and insights. Many breakthroughs arrive at unexpected moments. During sleep, in the shower, or while daydreaming. The act of writing signals to the field that you value inspiration and are ready for more. Practice gratitude for every creative gift, large or small. Appreciation amplifies the signal, attracting more inspiration and opportunities. Celebrate your own originality and honor the creativity in others. Let go of comparison and competition. Quantum creativity thrives on authenticity, not imitation. The more you trust your unique voice, the more potent your contributions become. The field does not reward copying. It responds to boldness, vulnerability, and the courage to bring something new into being. As you align with quantum creativity, life becomes an adventure in expression. Solutions arrive as if by magic. Projects flourish. Relationships deepen. You feel guided, supported, and connected to something larger than yourself. Genius is no longer an elusive goal. It's a natural result of your partnership with the infinite. With your creative power unleashed, you might wonder, what happens when groups of conscious creators join forces? Can collective intention shift not just individual lives, but shared reality itself? Next, you'll unlock the power of quantum groups, discovering how collective consciousness can move mountains and transform the world. Now that you're channeling genius from the quantum field, you stand at the threshold of one of the most profound and underestimated forces on the planet, the power of group consciousness. What if the greatest shifts in reality don't come from individuals acting alone, but from the combined intention of quantum-aware groups? This is the frontier of collective reality shifting, a phenomenon where the whole becomes far greater than the sum of its parts. Throughout history, cultures have known the power of gathering. Ritual, ceremony, prayer, and celebration are all ways of focusing group intention to influence weather, heal illness, bring prosperity, or ignite change. Today, quantum physics and consciousness research confirm what the ancients knew. When two or more gather with shared focus, the field amplifies and reality bends. In quantum terms, group intention creates a coherent field. Individual frequencies harmonize, forming a resonant energy that is measurable and transformative. Studies show that collective meditation or prayer can lower crime rates, reduce conflict, and accelerate healing, not just for participants, but for entire communities. The Global Consciousness Project's random number generators have detected measurable shifts in the field during mass events, proving that collective attention changes the probability landscape for everyone. How do you harness this power? Begin with alignment. Gather with others who share a common vision or intention, whether for personal growth, healing, creativity, or global change. Set a clear collective intention. The more specific and heartfelt, the stronger the effect. A group focused on healing a friend, blessing a city, or manifesting abundance creates ripples that extend far beyond the immediate circle. Cultivate coherence. Take a few moments to synchronize through breath, sound, music, or shared silence. This harmonizes heart and mind, creating a unified field. Science shows that synchronized brainwaves and heart rhythms amplify group effectiveness, making intention more powerful and results more tangible. Participate with presence. Every group member's attention matters. Whether you're leading, following, or simply holding space, your energy is part of the matrix. Stay present, open, and receptive. Let go of distractions, doubts, or ego agendas. The field responds to purity and authenticity. Use ritual and symbolism. Light candles, ring bells, use sacred objects, or share affirmations. Rituals anchor intention and signal to the subconscious and the quantum field that something special is happening. These cues deepen the experience and magnify group impact. After the shared focus, celebrate and ground the results. Express gratitude, share experiences, and support one another's ongoing journeys. The energy generated in the group often continues to unfold in the days and weeks that follow, creating ongoing synchronicity and growth. Quantum groups don't have to be physically together. Virtual gatherings, online meditations, intention circles, or synchronized actions are just as powerful. The field is non-local. It responds to intention, not geography. What matters is coherence, clarity, and commitment. Be mindful of the responsibility. Group energy is potent and must be used ethically. Focus on intentions that benefit all, honor free will, and serve the greater good. The field amplifies intentions that are rooted in love, compassion, and wisdom. As you participate in quantum groups, you'll witness reality shifting in astonishing ways. Obstacles dissolve, solutions appear, communities heal and thrive. The sense of isolation fades, replaced by belonging, connection, and shared purpose. The lesson is clear: you are never alone in the quantum field. Every thought, word, and action resonates through the collective, shaping a reality that all inhabit. When conscious creators unite, miracles become possible. With this new power in hand, you may wonder, why have so many ancient cultures relied on ritual to access the quantum? What is the science behind these practices? And how can you harness them for your own transformation? Next, you'll unveil the quantum science behind ancient rituals and discover how to bring their power into the modern world. Now that you've witnessed the power of quantum groups and the impact of collective intention, another question emerges. Why have rituals, ceremonies, and sacred practices played such a central role in human evolution? Across every culture and era, rituals are not empty gestures or outdated traditions. They are sophisticated quantum technologies, scientifically powerful methods for focusing intention, altering consciousness, and activating the field to shape reality. Modern science is just beginning to decode what ancient wisdom has practiced for millennia. Rituals, from chanting and drumming to lighting candles and sharing sacred meals, create coherent patterns in the brain, heart, and energy field. These patterns are measurable. EEG and heart rate variability studies show that ritual synchronizes participants, lowers stress, and boosts creativity and resilience. In group settings, rituals unite minds and hearts, amplifying the quantum signal sent into the field. At the core of every ritual lies intention. Rituals create a sacred container, a break from ordinary time and space, where attention is heightened, the mind is open, and the boundary between self and universe thins. In this space, possibilities multiply. Ancient cultures understood that aligning with the cycles of the moon, the turning of the seasons, or the energy of a community magnifies creative power and connects the individual to the quantum field. Rituals work through symbolism. Lighting a candle is not just about fire. It's a signal to the subconscious and to the field that a new phase, wish, or release is beginning. Salt, water, feathers, crystals, and drums all hold meaning that bypasses logic and communicates directly with deeper layers of mind and reality. Quantum physics echoes this. Symbols, like particles, are packets of information, acting as bridges between worlds. Movement and sound are essential tools. Dancing, chanting, drumming, or even simple repetitive movements entrain brainwaves and synchronize group fields. These actions create trance states, expanding perception and making the field more malleable. In these states, intentions, whether healing, blessing, or transformation, embed more deeply and are more readily received by the quantum field. Ritual also offers a process for release and renewal. Burning old intentions, writing down what you wish to let go of and casting it into fire or water, or sharing forgiveness in a circle, all create a clear, energetic signal that the past is over and new possibilities are welcome. The brain registers this as closure. The field registers it as space for new reality to unfold. How can you harness quantum rituals in your own life? Begin by reclaiming the sacred in the everyday. Create simple rituals to start and end your day, lighting a candle with intention, blessing your food, or spending a few moments in gratitude. Mark transitions, celebrations, and endings with ceremony. Use symbols that resonate with you. Trust your intuition to guide you. Invite others to join you. Family meals, friendship circles, and group meditations become even more powerful when ritualized. Name the intention aloud, synchronize breath or heartbeats, and witness each other's desires and transformations. These small acts weave powerful connections and reinforce the group's collective field. Use nature as your temple. Gather at sunrise, walk barefoot on the earth, or honor the changing seasons. Nature rituals align your body and mind with larger cycles, reminding you that you are always connected to a greater intelligence. Remember, ritual is about presence, not performance. Even the simplest gesture, done with focused intention, becomes a portal to the quantum. There is no need for elaborate tools or complicated scripts. What matters is your sincerity, clarity, and trust in the process. Track the impact of ritual in your life. Notice changes in mood, synchronicity, creativity, and relationships. Over time, you'll see that ritual anchors your intentions and accelerates manifestation. It brings meaning and magic to the mundane, and it forges unbreakable bonds in groups and communities. The science behind ritual continues to evolve, but its effects are already available to you. By reclaiming ancient mysteries in a modern context, you gain access to a timeless quantum technology, one that empowers, heals, and transforms at every level. With ritual as your new foundation, a new challenge arises. Can you use these principles to rewire and heal your relationships at the quantum level, creating bonds that are conscious, supportive, and instantly transformative? Next, you'll discover how quantum understanding transforms the most important connections in your life, revealing the secret of the quantum bond. With the science of ritual illuminating your path, you are now ready to transform your most vital connections, your relationships, through quantum understanding. Relationships are not simply exchanges of words or actions. They are living, dynamic energy fields, entangled at the quantum level, capable of transmitting healing, support, and even transformation in a single moment. This is the power of the quantum bond. Every relationship you have, family, romantic, friendship, professional, creates a unique field, an energy matrix where thoughts, emotions, and intentions are exchanged non-locally. Have you ever finished someone's sentence, felt their mood before they spoke, or sensed when a loved one needed you? These are not coincidences, but evidence of quantum entanglement, an invisible link that persists across distance and time. The quality of your relationships mirrors the quality of your inner field. If you carry old wounds, resentments, or fears, these are broadcast into your relational matrix, coloring every interaction. The quantum self understands that changing your internal energy instantly shifts your relationships. When you forgive yourself, others soften. When you radiate gratitude or compassion, it is felt, often unconsciously, by everyone in your field. Begin to rewire your relationships by bringing conscious awareness to the energy you bring. Before interacting with someone, pause and set an intention. May this connection be guided by love, clarity, and mutual respect. Visualize a golden thread or light connecting you to the other person. Notice how your presence shifts even before words are spoken. Listen with your whole being. Quantum listening means being fully present, receiving not just the words, but the emotions, intentions, and subtle cues behind them. Your heart field naturally entrains with others, creating harmony and trust. When you listen deeply, conflict dissolves and true understanding emerges. Release old patterns. Notice when you react out of habit, defensiveness, blame, withdrawal, or criticism. These are echoes of past programming, not present reality. Each time you catch yourself, pause, breathe, and choose a new response. Over time, this rewires the relational matrix, creating space for new dynamics to emerge. Use the quantum tool of appreciation. Regularly acknowledge the strengths, gifts, and efforts of those around you. Express gratitude for small and large things. This raises the vibrational set point of your relationship field, attracting more positive experiences and dissolving tension. For relationships that are stuck or painful, practice remote healing. Visualize the person surrounded by light, or send them loving kindness from your heart. You do not need to resolve every issue through conversation. Shifts in your own field can prompt miraculous changes in others, even if you never speak about the problem directly. Group relationships, such as teams, families, or communities, also have their own quantum field. Setting shared intentions, creating rituals, and celebrating together amplifies collective coherence, trust, and creativity. Problems are solved more easily, and joy becomes contagious. Remember, not every relationship is meant to last forever. Part of quantum mastery is knowing when to release connections that no longer serve your growth. Letting go with love and blessing frees both you and the other person to find higher resonance and fulfillment elsewhere. Forgiveness is the ultimate quantum reset. Holding on to resentment is like carrying a heavy load in your energy field. Forgiveness, even when silent and internal, releases stuck energy, opens new possibilities, and invites healing on both sides. It does not mean condoning harm, but reclaiming your power to choose peace and freedom. As you rewire your relationships, notice how life responds. Synchronicities increase, support arrives in unexpected ways, and new connections form with ease and joy. You become a magnet for high-vibration relationships, attracting others who are also committed to conscious growth and mutual evolution. Now, with your relationships transformed at the quantum level, you're ready for one of life's greatest secrets. How can crisis, chaos, and upheaval become your doorway to breakthrough and quantum leaps? Next, you'll discover how to use crisis as a portal, harnessing the raw energy of challenge for your greatest transformation. You've learned to rewire your relationships and anchor your connections at the quantum level. Now, it's time to confront one of the most challenging and paradoxically empowering secrets of the quantum self. Crisis is not your enemy. Chaos, upheaval, and even breakdowns can be transformed into portals for quantum leaps in awareness, power, and reality. The moments that feel most out of control are often the very catalysts that accelerate your greatest breakthroughs. In everyday life, most people fear crisis. We are taught to avoid uncertainty, cling to the familiar, and interpret chaos as a sign of failure or danger. Yet, in the quantum field, chaos is creative. It is the very state in which old patterns dissolve and new potentials emerge. The universe itself is born from the dance of order and disorder, collapse and creation. The same is true in your life. Think of a time when everything you counted on seemed to fall apart. A job loss, relationship ending, health scare, or financial collapse. In the moment, chaos feels unbearable. Yet, looking back, you may recognize that these crises forced you to let go of what no longer served, question old beliefs, or open to new paths you would never have chosen voluntarily. This is the quantum lesson. Crisis is a signal that reality is ready to reorganize. Quantum physics tells us that when a system is pushed far from equilibrium, it enters a state called bifurcation. At this point, the old order breaks down, and the system becomes highly sensitive to new information, intention, and possibility. Small choices can create enormous change. The same process operates in your consciousness. When everything is in flux, your field is more open to transformation than ever before. To use crisis as a portal, begin by accepting the chaos. Resistance only amplifies pain and keeps you stuck. Instead, breathe, ground yourself, and say, "This is not happening to me, but for me. I may not know why yet, but I trust that something greater is unfolding." This shift in perspective opens your field to support and insight. Next, get curious about what the crisis is trying to reveal. What patterns, relationships, or beliefs are breaking down? What have you outgrown? What new desires, strengths, or opportunities are surfacing? Chaos strips away the false, the outdated, and the limiting, making room for your quantum self to emerge. Use the energy of crisis for conscious change. When life is in upheaval, your usual defenses are down, and your subconscious is more accessible. This is the perfect moment to install new intentions, rituals, or habits. Start small. Set a daily practice. Reach out for help, or declare a new vision for your life. The field is listening and will respond with synchronicities, allies, and fresh possibilities. Allow yourself to grieve, rage, or express fear as needed. Emotions are powerful currents in the quantum field. Letting them flow moves stuck energy and creates space for new clarity. Practice radical self-care. Rest, nourish your body, and connect with others who support your growth. Seek the wisdom in the crisis. Ask, what is the gift or message hidden here? What part of myself am I being called to reclaim or expand? Sometimes the lesson is about trust, surrender, or asking for support. Sometimes it's about claiming your power, setting boundaries, or making bold decisions. Trust that the answer will reveal itself as you move through the process. Remember, all transformation happens in the unknown. The mind longs for certainty, but the quantum self thrives in possibility. When you let go of needing to control the outcome, you create a vacuum for the field to fill with magic, healing, and new directions. As you move through crisis consciously, you'll notice that old patterns dissolve faster, creativity surges, and opportunities appear from unexpected directions. Life becomes an adventure again, a journey of continuous evolution, rather than a struggle to maintain the status quo. Honor the end of each crisis with ritual. Mark the passage, give thanks for the lessons, and celebrate your resilience. This anchors the breakthrough and signals to the field that you are ready for your next leap. By using chaos as a portal, you step into the role of quantum creator, able to transform any challenge into a launchpad for your highest potential. The next secret lies in the reflections you find around you. What if everyone and everything in your world is a mirror, showing you deeper truths about your quantum self? Next, you'll unlock the power of the mirror principle, discovering how your reality reflects your hidden self in every moment. Now that you know how to turn chaos into a catalyst for breakthrough, the quantum journey leads you to an even more radical realization. Your entire reality is a mirror, reflecting the beliefs, wounds, strengths, and limitless potential of your deepest self. This is the mirror principle, a quantum truth that transforms the way you see yourself, others, and the world. Everything you experience is a direct reflection of your internal field, inviting you to greater self-awareness and mastery. Most people live as if the outer world is separate and beyond their influence. Problems are blamed on circumstances, other people, or luck. But the quantum self recognizes that what you see out there is inseparable from what you are broadcasting in here. Your relationships, work, health, abundance, and even the random events in your day, all are mirrors, revealing the state of your consciousness and the patterns held in your field. Begin to see every encounter as feedback. When someone praises you, notice how you receive it. When you're triggered, ask, what is this situation showing me about my beliefs, boundaries, or desires? If you find yourself in recurring conflicts or challenges, look for the hidden pattern. Are you being asked to claim more self-worth, speak your truth, or let go of control? Use the mirror principle for growth rather than blame. If you attract supportive, loving people, celebrate that your field is open to connection. If you meet resistance or judgment, explore what parts of yourself need more acceptance or clarity. Every experience is a lesson, an opportunity to update your quantum code. Mirrors are especially powerful in relationships. Notice when you feel admiration, jealousy, frustration, or attraction. These are clues about your unclaimed gifts, fears, or desires. For example, the traits you admire in others are often latent within you, waiting for permission to shine. The qualities that trigger you usually point to shadow aspects or unmet needs. Practice radical honesty and self-compassion as you work with the mirror. Avoid self-criticism or perfectionism. Instead, thank each reflection for its wisdom. Even the most difficult people or situations are teachers, helping you evolve and become more whole. Take responsibility for your reality, not as blame but as empowerment. When you own your field, you reclaim your power to change it. Every time you shift your belief, emotion, or intention, the mirror of reality shifts as well. You move from victim to creator, from reaction to conscious choice. Use affirmations and visualization to install new reflections. If you want more love, practice loving yourself and others. If you seek abundance, focus on gratitude and generosity. The quantum field amplifies what you embody, and the mirror responds in kind. Invite feedback from trusted friends, mentors, or guides. Sometimes others can see your patterns more clearly than you can. Be open to gentle reflection and use it as fuel for your growth. Over time, you'll notice that as your inner world transforms, so does your outer reality. Life becomes a canvas for self-discovery, play, and creation. You find more harmony, joy, and meaning, regardless of circumstances. With the mirror principle illuminating your path, you stand on the threshold of infinite identity. What if you could leave behind every old story and limitation, embracing a self that is endlessly evolving and truly limitless? Next, you'll explore the freedom of infinite identity, stepping beyond all boundaries into the pure creative power of your quantum self. With the mirror principle now clear, you are ready for one of the most exhilarating and liberating truths of the quantum journey. Your identity is not fixed, limited, or defined by the past. You are not condemned to repeat your old patterns, replay old stories, or stay stuck in a role that no longer fits. Instead, you are an infinite identity, a being with the power to continually evolve, expand, and reinvent yourself in alignment with the limitless quantum field. For most people, identity is a box, shaped by childhood, family, culture, experiences, and the stories we tell ourselves. I am shy. I am successful. I always struggle. I'm not creative. These labels, repeated enough, become a kind of programming. The quantum self, however, knows that identity is fluid, more like a wave than a particle. Who you are is not a finished product but an unfolding process. At any moment, you can choose to outgrow your old self and step into something completely new. Begin by questioning the stories you carry. Notice which identities feel heavy, constricting, or outdated. Where did they come from? Who did you need to be to survive, succeed, or gain approval? Gently thank these old identities. They served a purpose, kept you safe, or helped you learn. But you are no longer bound to them. The quantum field contains infinite versions of you, waiting to be embodied. Dare to imagine new possibilities. Who would you be if you had no limits, no history holding you back? What if every quality, talent, or trait you admire in others is available within you? The field responds to your willingness to imagine bigger, bolder, and more loving identities. The more you try on new ways of being, the more the world mirrors your expansion. Create rituals to release the old. Write down outdated labels or beliefs and burn, bury, or wash them away. Declare aloud, I am free to choose again. Celebrate your courage to let go and step into the unknown. These acts send a powerful signal to your subconscious and to the quantum field, opening space for new identity to arise. Adopt a growth identity. Instead of saying, I am not good at this, shift to, I am learning, or I am becoming someone who. The quantum field loves evolution. Every choice, every small act of courage, rewires your brain, your energy, and your future possibilities. Use the power of play and curiosity. Try new activities, take different routes, speak to new people, or express yourself in ways you never have before. Each act of novelty expands your neural pathways and shows the field you are open to infinite change. The more you experiment, the more feedback and support the universe provides. Let go of the need for approval or consistency. Infinite identity means you are allowed to change your mind, your desires, and your expression. You are not obligated to remain who you were yesterday. Those who truly resonate with your evolving self will stay. Others may drift away, creating space for new connections. Practice compassion for yourself in transition. As you outgrow old skins, you may feel lost, ungrounded, or misunderstood. This is normal. The void between identities is the fertile ground of quantum transformation. Rest, trust, and keep choosing your next highest expression, moment by moment. Draw inspiration from your future selves. Visualize or journal about the you who has already become free, joyful, or fully expressed. Ask what choices, beliefs, or actions that version of you embodies. Use this guidance as a blueprint for your current evolution. Support your identity expansion with your environment. Update your wardrobe, decorate your space, or change routines to reflect your new self. These tangible signals anchor your growth and reinforce your choices in the quantum field. Share your journey with others. When you model the courage to change, you give permission for those around you to evolve as well. Communities, families, and organizations all benefit from individuals willing to outgrow their limits. Remember, infinite identity is not about endless striving or perfection. It's about freedom, the recognition that you are always more than any single story or label. You are an explorer of consciousness, an artist of becoming, and a channel for infinite possibility. With your old limits dissolved and your infinite self awakening, a practical question arises. How do you anchor these quantum shifts in everyday life? How do you make sure that your limitless potential translates into real, lasting change? Next, you'll discover the secrets of integrating quantum shifts into your daily routine, making extraordinary living your new normal. Having released the shackles of your old identity and stepped into your infinite self, you're now ready for the next essential stage, bringing all your quantum shifts down from the realm of theory, insight, and possibility into the fabric of your everyday life. This is the art of living limitlessly, where your highest potential becomes not just an occasional breakthrough, but your new normal, woven into habits, choices, and actions, moment by moment. Most people experience quantum insights as bursts, moments of clarity, energy, or inspiration that quickly fade when confronted by the routines and demands of daily existence. The secret of the quantum self is integration, the steady, conscious anchoring of new states, beliefs, and behaviors so they become embodied and automatic. This is where magic meets mastery. Start by reviewing the quantum habits and rituals that most resonated with you on this journey. Are you starting your day with intention, gratitude, or meditation? Are you using breath, movement, or nature to tune your frequency? Are you connecting regularly with your heart, gut, and intuition for guidance? Choose 2 or 3 practices to make non-negotiable anchors in your day. Consistency rewires your field. Bring mindfulness to your choices. Throughout the day, pause and ask, is this thought, feeling, or action aligned with my limitless self? If not, gently choose again. The field responds instantly to each act of conscious alignment, no matter how small. Over time, these micro-adjustments create seismic shifts in reality. Surround yourself with reminders of your new reality. Use affirmations, vision boards, art, or symbols that inspire you. Program your phone or workspace with words, images, or music that keep your vibration high and your focus clear. The more you saturate your environment with quantum cues, the easier it is to stay in your upgraded state. Integrate quantum living into your relationships. Speak your truth, listen with your heart, and practice forgiveness and appreciation daily. Notice how your presence affects others. Are you uplifting, grounding, or sparking creativity in your circle? Relationships become the playground for practicing limitless love, support, and growth. Let your work, creativity, and service reflect your new consciousness. Whether in your job, business, art, or volunteer efforts, bring curiosity, play, and innovation. Ask, how can I bring more light, joy, or possibility to this task? The field rewards every act of inspired contribution with opportunities, recognition, and fulfillment. Handle setbacks with quantum wisdom. When challenges arise, see them as signals, not stop signs. Use crisis as a portal, shadows as allies, and the mirror principle to recalibrate. Remember, each obstacle is a doorway to deeper mastery, resilience, and self-trust. Track your progress and celebrate your growth. Keep a journal, share wins with friends, or mark milestones with small rituals. Each acknowledgement of progress multiplies your momentum and magnetizes even greater results. Stay connected to the quantum field through group practices. Join or form communities committed to conscious evolution, meditation circles, mastermind groups, or intention partnerships. Group energy sustains high-frequency living and keeps you accountable to your limitless path. Allow room for rest, reflection, and renewal. Limitless living is not about constant hustle. It's about balanced expansion, honoring both action and stillness. Trust your cycles, listen to your body, and receive as generously as you give. Be gentle and patient with yourself. Integration is a process, not a single leap. Some days will feel effortless. Others may bring old patterns to the surface. Trust the journey. The more you show up, the more automatic and joyful your new quantum reality becomes. As you live limitlessly, you become a living example, a beacon of possibility for others. Your transformation ripples out, elevating families, communities, and even the collective field. Now, with quantum shifts woven into your daily life, a final threshold awaits. Are you ready to step fully into the new reality you have created? To celebrate the grand rewire and claim your place in a forever changed world? Next, you'll experience the culmination of your quantum journey and step boldly into the grand rewire. You have traveled far, across landscapes of mind, emotion, quantum possibility, and lived experience. You've unveiled hidden maps, rewritten the rules of reality, and discovered that your consciousness is not a bystander, but the master key to a universe that listens, responds, and evolves with you. Now, as you arrive at the final chapter of this journey, you stand at the gateway to a grand rewire. A new reality that is not only possible, but already unfolding within and around you. This is more than just the end of a series. It is the beginning of your limitless quantum life. All the insights, rituals, and practices you have gathered are not meant to remain as theory or inspiration alone. They are invitations to inhabit a new operating system, to live each day as a conscious creator, to choose your identity, to shape your relationships, to harness the frequency of your heart, and to access wisdom from the quantum field itself. Take a breath, pause, and feel the resonance of everything you have integrated. Notice how your perspective has shifted, how curiosity has replaced fear, how possibility now dances where limitation once ruled. The grand rewire is not about perfection, nor is it about getting it right every time. It is about living with conscious intention, moment by moment, knowing that the quantum field meets you exactly where you are, amplifies your focus, and rewards your courage to choose anew. In this new reality, the stories of the past no longer dictate your future. The boundaries between what's real and what's possible have become fluid, inviting you to play, experiment, and co-create with the universe. You are free to release old codes of lack, struggle, and unworthiness. You are invited to embrace your infinite identity, to allow your evolution to continue endlessly, and to celebrate each version of yourself as perfect for its moment. Now you know that every thought, feeling, and action sends a signal into the field, shaping probabilities and attracting experiences in ways both subtle and miraculous. You've learned that time is not a prison but a canvas, and that your past and future selves are always available as guides, allies, and sources of wisdom. You've discovered that your emotions are fuel, your intentions are blueprints, and your shadow is a vault of energy waiting to be unlocked. You are not alone. All of reality is entangled. Your journey is supported, mirrored, and amplified by every other conscious creator choosing to rewire reality alongside you. Together, as individuals and groups, you generate ripples that reach far beyond your own life. Families, communities, and even the collective future of humanity are shaped by the boldness of those who choose the quantum path. The grand rewire is ongoing. Every day is an opportunity to integrate your quantum practices. Begin each morning by attuning to your highest frequency. Gratitude, clarity, love, and anticipation. Throughout the day, use mindful pauses to check in. Am I living from my limitless self right now? In moments of challenge, return to your breath, to your rituals, and to your trust in the field's intelligence. Celebrate your growth at every step. Mark your breakthroughs, honor your efforts, and give yourself permission to rest when needed. The journey is cyclical and spiraling, not linear. Each return to practice, each recommitment to consciousness, accelerates the wiring of your new reality. Reach out to others on this path. Share your story, join or build communities, and uplift those around you. As you support the transformation of others, your own field strengthens, your purpose deepens, and your life becomes a beacon of hope and inspiration. The quantum field delights in collaboration, in collective celebration, and in the shared dance of co-creation. Be gentle with yourself. Integration is sometimes messy. Old patterns may resurface, doubts may whisper, and the world around you may resist change. Yet, each small choice toward expansion, authenticity, and love makes a difference. The quantum field is patient, abundant, and endlessly forgiving. There are always new opportunities to choose again. Your new reality is not measured by outward achievement alone, but by the inner sense of freedom, connection, and possibility that grows within you. You are becoming the living evidence of a rewired world, embodying the truth that transformation is possible, that the universe is responsive, and that miracles are not exceptions, but natural outcomes of conscious living. Let this grand rewire ripple into every aspect of your existence. Infuse your work, relationships, art, health, and service with quantum energy. Dare to expect the extraordinary. Welcome surprises, trust in timing, and keep asking, how much more magic can I allow? The quantum field is unlimited, and so are you. As you close this chapter, know that your journey is just beginning. Every day brings new layers of discovery, new adventures in consciousness, and new invitations to play on the leading edge of reality. You have the tools, the wisdom, and the community to support you. Step forward now, limitless, aware, and forever rewired. Welcome to your new reality. The quantum field awaits your next creation. Thank you for trusting this journey. Whenever you're ready, the quantum field is listening, always ready for your next signal.